that fighting music, man. That's that fighting music.
I got it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are live now. Let me play the recorded music. And now to get this started, man. And, peace and love to everybody out there. We gotta start it up.
YG on the drums, nigga. Protected by my necking on the
welcome to the whole empty show exclusive. Ladies and gentlemen, religious zealots and atheists are going to hell. Welcome to the whole epic show exclusive.
Nigga, everywhere I go, they call me the champ. Everywhere I go, these niggas take dirty naps, nigga.
I just got me a beamer. Used to ride his steamer. Some hot as jalapeno. Bitch, I'm selling out arena. They say he entertainer. And if you try to tame us, I bet we leave stained up. Whole lot of sticks in the house, it's a gun show. Whips getting wet like a motherfucking pump show. I don't think none of y'all niggas won't come. So sick against this shit, I'm gon' blow. Whole lot of shot when it come out the break. Chop a nigga up, then put him in the lake. Shots in a nigga, they call me a snake. Fuck all that, drink, shoot him in the face. In the hit and fire, he was dead by sea. Got shot 7 times, but they ain't shot me. 9 shots in the clip, could've sworn it was 10. If I was 12, I was 11 again. I need me a trophy, the best to send. Niggas ain't straight, y'all lesbian. And fuck your day homie, I say it again. If he come back to life, he dead again. Try to fight me, he gon' fight for his life. Swing with what? I'ma swing with the fight. He's not cherishing, ain't take his life. Straight jacket music, I belong in the selling me. Some feeling me, still what they keep on selling me. This recipe is delicacy, I be dripping like really. Ayy, shoot him in the head, shit head on the hard. We finish the beef as soon as you start that. Bitch, I shoot first, why the fuck would I spark? If you really a thug, let me see where your heart is. If I say catch a body, little nigga, you catch it. If I tell you run out, is you really for destiny? If I give you a break, are you gon' sell it? If you get in that jam, are you gon' start telling shit? Where's the smoke? Cause bitch, I'm in hell in it. Hell at the army, we got some artillery. Can they free my dogs? I'm being sincere. Another I died, a nigga like seriously. Damn, another one. Damn, we shot him and then we killed his brother. Damn, we about to get the money. You say you don't like doing drills, I love him. If my brother don't like him, I don't. Somebody tell him he in trouble. I paid too much for my motherfucking gun for me to score. Got you, young nigga, I feel like Gucci. Fuck so hard, left blood on the cooch. Man, say, ooh, put my thumb in the pool.
Yeah, that ain't no corny music, man. That's some fighting war call music, man. They get that Zulu and that goddamn Angola blood popping right in your goddamn soul. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Jets and the Jaguars. Yo, this is Classic Craig, member, founding and leading member of Craig and Craig Law Firm. We bring people together. Craig and Craig Law Firm, LLC. If you need any help, call Craig and Craig, and we would help you with your problems and all your needs. But furthermore, without any ado, I have to say this, though. Welcome to the whole effing show. This is the opening house. This is a major, major event. I'm real glad to do this with my bro, my reverend and master teacher in arms, Ratchet Awoken Yakub Craig. I'm really glad he's doing this. We doing this together. We're going to pretty much bring this to a whole new level. But we got to introduce the panel, man. First off, I want to introduce Um, the newcomer, another brother. He's a subsidiary of Craig and Craig Law Firm LLC. The one and only man himself, A1. What did he do, A1?
Peace to everybody. How y'all doing today, man? You already know the undefeated chap is in the building, man. Shout out the home team. You know how we rocking, man. The whole effing show. Uh, if you ain't subscribed, subscribe. Hit that bell so you get a notification every time we go live. And you know we're gonna keep bringing that fire for y'all, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So going down the line, man, I gotta introduce a rising star. You know what I'm saying? He debated on many other platforms. He taught a lot of these chilling. He raised a lot of these chilling on these internets, man. I have to give it to this man. He is a rising star on our partner platform, Paradigm Shift. He's been all over. He's Mudawa today, Mugabe on Wednesday, and Mudiwa all the other days. But this man have three names. But I gotta say, what's up, Mudawa? How you feeling today, bro?
Hey, all is well, man. How's my audio?
Yeah, it's all good, Master Elder. It's all good.
Right. I just want to say shout out to everyone that's in earshot of my voice today, tomorrow, or in the future. When you hear this, hopefully, you know, I wish health, wealth, and happiness on everyone. And I just want to say shout out to both the Craigs for having an environment that's non-biased. We don't speak in a silo over here. We don't mind the contention. We don't mind opposing views. We don't mind people having a different paradigm, so to speak, about the way they feel. So that's where growth comes from. Growth comes from being a little uncomfortable. Sometimes you have to be. If you're comfortable, how do you grow? I'm gonna say that again. If you're comfortable, how do you grow? So sometimes, in order for you to grow, in order for you to mature, you're gonna have to be extremely uncomfortable during certain parts of your maturation process. But on that note, shout out to everybody, and let's get into the conversation.
Let's get into the conversation. Let's get into the conversation. So we rocking over here with the one and only Rock himself, the bedrock. At the end of the day, raging, rolling, and Rocky with Rocky. What it do, Rocky? How we doing, homie?
Hey man, peace. You know what it is. It's Rocky, man. Peace, man. Hope everybody hope everybody's tune in to my guys, man, and hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up, man. Thumb up the video.
And last but not least, the kid from St. Louis himself, Mr. Analytical and the Prince of Politeness, not polite, but the actual Prince of Politeness, Kahani. Well, what it do, St. Louis brother of mine?
Thank you. Thank you for the excellent introduction. It's always good to be amongst friends. I'm very comfortable here. And thank you all so much for letting me on. And y'all are some good brothers. I love all of you.
I appreciate it. I don't love you, but you cool. You cool. You cool. Well, I just had to say it like this, man. Um, Today on the Whole Effing Show, man, it's a special day. This is our grand opening, right? So Ratchet, A1, and me, you know what I'm saying? We've been in cahoots with Paradigm Shift, but I got to explain one thing about it, right? Paradigm Shift is a new settled territory. It's the new world. It got gates and walls, running water, lights, and, democracy, you know what I'm saying? All those civil things. But over here in the Whole Effing Show, it ain't so civil. It's the wild, wild west. We go by natural law. If I shoot the father, I gotta shoot the son because I'm afraid he might come and get my ass. That's right. The whole episode is wild, wild west material, right? There ain't no walls, small little towns. You still hunting. You know what I'm saying? It's the battle of the strongest, survival of the fittest. But here is a non-biased platform. It's completely non-biased at the end of the day, right? And only the strongest can survive. Everyone's welcome. Hey, but just because you're welcome, it doesn't mean you ain't gonna get a wild, wild welcoming or thrashing. But anyway, Ratchet, how about you take it away, homie?
Man. Let me take it away, man. You introduce our brother A1, man, because I'm over here sharing the content thing, resharing it and everything. So, A1, what's on your mind, brother?
You on
A1.
mute, Chief. You on
A1, you
mute, Chief.
still muted, brother.
How's my audio? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm not echoing or anything, am I?
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, I like being on the panel with Mudawa on here because he cut through all the BS real quick. So, I'm excited to see what did we name the show today? Just open house? So we can go.
Open house on the whole effing show, man. Whoever want to pull up, whatever on they mind. We try to start some verses and some battle of the ideologies, man. You know what I'm saying? We try to do the works tonight.
And we got certain things we working on, you know what I'm saying? The upcoming events that we got, you know what I'm saying? Ratchet, we have some things we working on too. Shout out to Mika Wash. Excuse me, Prophetess Mika Wash. You know what I'm saying? Washing away all the sin and the bullshit. Shout out to her. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot that we got going on, man. There's certain topics that's going on. There's flooding the scene. You see what I'm saying?
Right now, what's
One
been
thing I
hot?
wanted to ask you.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that's happening. But one thing I wanted to ask you, right? You know what I'm saying? You have your channel Astral Projections, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just come into the whole mix and the flow of the community because you when you came in, bro, you did kick down some doors, man, and you had some challenges, and you had a motherfucker who ran away from you, from what I seen. You know what I'm saying?
How did I first come into the community? You know what it was? It's just a funny thing. I really stopped drinking tap water. And then, that's when everything started coming to me, man. I shit you not. That was one of the first things I did. And ever since then, I've been on a crazy journey. So I don't know if my third eye is decalcified or not. I try to eat a healthy diet, but first I came across, Dr. CB and little things like that. I was trying to prove him wrong and catch him up in any lie. I was looking up every patient he named. I was on the heavy, you know what I'm saying? And I was going to school for health at the local community college. So, I've always been into the knowledge. And then, CB led to Polite because, they used to go on tour together. Polite was the only person that used to get on stage with him. He locked up right now. You already know about that. Then I started tapping into the Moorish people and the Moorish science and studying the law stuff because, I'd be running around doing the most. So I was catching little cases and stuff. And I was actually using that stuff to keep them up off of me and, get my stuff dismissed, not have to pay no court costs and fines. That shit actually work. It's legit. I taught a bunch of people really in my local community. I taught all my friends that stuff. We all supported each other and would tailgate each other's court dates and stuff like that in support of each other. And we was learning together on that. So then I got into the law. I didn't become no more or anything like that. I was just, studying the factual information that they do have. And then that just led to a bunch of, then I was in the community. Then I got hip to a brother named Jamar Milton. He don't do debates or nothing. He just teach and do his little podcast. Shout out him. He put me onto a lot of game. He's actually a part of the shrine of Mayat where Jabari is the high priest. So I guess he's a student under Jabari. But I used to check him out. And, I started once I felt like I had accumulated enough knowledge, had my own points of view, and formulated my own opinions based on what I had untaught myself and had to relearn all this whole new set of information. Because everything they taught us, pretty much in high school is lies. You find out that stuff. I call these people matrix Negroes, matrix Negroes think bunnies lay eggs. I used to be a fool too. You feel me? Now I know better. So, and, now I feel like I got enough information and I can stand on my pivot and hang with the best of them. So, I'm still the undefeated champ. If anybody want to come give me a loss, I'm willing to sit down and talk with y'all about anything. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Pan African. Peace to the whole effing show. We got Pan African in the building. Yeah, I'm ready to sit down and talk with anybody about anything, anytime. I've been slacking on my lives, but as you see, if you give me a call and tell me what time you need me, I never, let my people down. So I will definitely be there. Talk to me.
Yeah. That's A1, man. He A1 for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's A1 right there, man. So getting back to the St. Louis kid, Kuhani, what about you, brother? What got you into the community?
Uh, Honestly, what got me into the community? Well, I guess it was a mix of two things. Number one, I really started kind of being active when I was starting to take online classes. And then I started making videos because, uh, how should I say that? I started making videos for a particular reason. And, yeah, so I mean, it was good because, I got to meet a whole new different set of people and people who have, the same ideals, etc. So it was basically I didn't have anything to do, but it all worked out in the end because I have friends. I have more friends now, I should say.
Okay, all right, extreme. I see. Dang, I see Mudawa jumped off, man. But this one thing I wanted to talk to you brothers about, right? And one of the things that Craig Law Firm LLC is doing, right? We're kind of pushing everything to a new limit and new height, right? No limits. You know what I'm saying? So check this out, right? One of the things that we're gonna do with our platform, Ratchet talked about the battle of ideologies, right? Now, in debates, right? You have a judge, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have a preliminary and stuff like that. That's all cool. But we know how messed up, flipped around, and how dirty it can be, how the judges can be persuaded and stuff like that. So in the battle of ideologies, I'll put it to you like this, right? So if you get into it on this channel with another individual, right? And when you get into it with another individual on this channel or in the back chat that we're associated with, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause Ratchet and me, we kind of spread out. And you say, you know what, I challenge you to a versus, right? You know what I'm saying? Real classic Pokemon and stuff, right? So in the battle of ideologies, you get timed, you go, your opponent go. You both lay down the premise of what you're arguing against, and whoever has the best argument win at the end of the day. We have no judges, so we're fair and we're non-biased with it. Because at the end of the day, a person knows deep down in their heart and goddamn his soul when they ass lost the debate, depending on the argument. You don't need no judge to go and tell you. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, just like you have an individual who just dismantle and rip apart a person's conversation, that's how the battle of ideologies go. You see what I'm saying? It's point from point, blow to blow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe one of these days we might have a poll or something like that, and certain people can come in, chime in, and come on the panel and ask the two individuals a question or whatever. But at the end of the day, right, the versus brings about healthy and positive debating, and it's not necessarily rigged or pulled or any form of different type of nefarious plot to have one side win over the other. It's a fair, neutral ground, right? To be honest with you, the Supreme Master Elder himself, you know what I'm saying? Mudawa on Wednesday, Mugabe on Tuesday, and Mudiwa to all the rest of the other days, right? Is back on. And when we saw his debate, we kind of came up with it and formulated it and tweaked it to where individuals like him wouldn't get cheated. Well, not just him, like you, me, everybody, because we saw his debate one time, and he got railroaded. But if it wasn't for Craig and Craig Law Firm, the brother would have been off the scene, and he's back on the internet talking and preaching the good gospel of atheism.
The good gospel.
So, hey, so Mudawab, how'd you get into the community, brother?
Well, mm, that's how was I? I think the better question would be I was born in the community. Basically, I
Oh,
was one of them people that my parents. I'm a little bit older than most of you guys, and my
way a bit older.
parents, yeah, my parents were black revolutionaries in the early '70s. My parents, rubbed elbows with people like your Bunchy Carters, your your Huey Newtons, your 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 Monolon Karingas, your Dr. Amos Wilson. These are the people that I grew up around. You know, I strayed away from it once I became a teenager because I didn't really see the utility in Black Power at the time because mind you, this is Los Angeles during the middle of the crack era. You know, so I'm seeing this money in the streets. I'm not seeing money with people with this red, black, and green flag. So I strayed away from it, and I eventually um, I actually met a young lady, maybe about at I was probably about 30, maybe 35. Met a young lady. She was a really magnificent human being, and she like restored my faith in the community. She like she was just like a beacon of light as far as consciousness is concerned, and she made me get back on track, and and I'm talking about in a non-sexual way. It wasn't like I was dating her or anything. She was just a good person, and it just seeing her at that time, it just sparked something in me to get back to the point of engaging with the community. So I started doing more community outreach, you know, uh, uh, getting into the community again, dealing with some of our issues we have here, because every community has certain issues that's uh, that's specific to their community. Out here, we had a big homeless problem. We have a huge gang problem, you know, and so we started addressing some of those issues. I don't know what the issues is in your local community. You know, it might be drugs, it might be homelessness, it might be gangs, it might be police brutality. You know, every community is different. So, how you address those issues from a conscious perspective uh, is just based on finding people, like-minded people in your area. Sometimes we gotta unplug, get offline, go into the community and find people that have a like mind like you, and let's try to solve some of these problems. And in the words of the elders, the people that taught me, you know, you have to organize and then mobilize. You know, in other words, you have to get together with like-minded people, come up with a strategy. That's the organization process. And then from there, you mobilize, you put your team out there. And that's what we're not seeing a lot of in the community. We're seeing a lot of pontification in the community and people that's getting online and having these outlandish ass theories, and you know they're talking and running because they're basically just they're basically podcasters. They're not. It's not their real life. And if we're trying to make real change in your community, you're gonna have to organize, then mobilize with like-minded people. You're gonna have to put together a political agenda, whatever that may be. I don't know. I don't. It's not up to me to decide what your political agenda is in your area, but put together a political agenda, mobilize, excuse me, organize, and then
Nice, nice, nice. Truly excellent. You know, a lot of people move to they don't really get out there in pretty much a lot of ways. Um, See what the heck they're talking about, right? And like you said, you've been out there on the street. You're a real street soldier. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them just have online communities. You know what I'm saying? Sarnetto was a proponent and he was adamant about that when he was talking about individuals who just at the end of the day, right, just talk on the internet all day without no flow or anything like that. When I interviewed him last time, right?
did I lose y'all? Did y'all hear me?
I mean, you went down a little bit. You went down a
Okay,
little bit.
all right.
But I just want to say I heard everything you said, man. And I'm really glad to have you here so you can share your great wisdom. I hope you don't mind me calling you Supreme Grand Elder. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get everybody else to say it too, one way or another. You know,
I
but
call him Unc. I don't call him Elder. I call him Unc. because he called
I,
me nephew once.
yeah,
So I was
yeah.
like, I call him Unc.
I like Unc better than Elder. I ain't Elder yet. God damn it.
I mean, yeah, man. But but check it out though, man. So it's the opening house to the whole effing show. Shout out to Pan African Dermis. You know what I'm saying? I love his cartoony atheistic memes. You know what I'm saying? I gotta tell you this, brother. Brother LP was looking for you. And I'm gonna just leave it at that, brother. The law firm will be reaching out to you real soon. So pick up the phone when we call, brother. But other than that, man, I would like to say this, man. We have a couple of topics today, man, and there's a bunch of future shows I would like to set up. But one of the hot topics I would like to talk about today is the Christian apologetics. We have to talk about that today.
Oh, yeah,
We have
absolutely.
we have to talk about that
For
today.
those who don't know, can you tell us what that is in a nutshell? Is that like the regular Christian, or what is that for those that don't know?
Check this out, right? At the end of the day, right? It's an isolated, aggressive clan of Christians, right? They fight against other Christians at the end of the day, right? And there are somewhat traditionalists, but really, I'm just putting it around to you. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you cold hard circle. They're conservatives at the end of the day, right? They have an extremely bold and an extremely small view that leads to no liberal ideas whatsoever. And it's understandable until you deal with them personally, right? So they're like crazy crusaders on crack going at you. You know what I'm saying? While conservative with beliefs and how they operate, they believe in extreme tradition and they're extremely systematic at the end of the day, right? Um, Even even rising off of this, but I've put my hands into it enough to see why other Christians who are more liberal, and why they would have a problem with those who are conservative.
So give me an example, because
Hold on.
when you speak it in liberal and conservative context, I think that a lot of people are going to take that as being political. So when in the context of dealing with those individuals, when you say they're conservative, what in what manner are they conservative?
I'm gonna give you an example right now. Here at the effing show, we dumb it down so people can pretty much understand. But I'm just gonna pretty much give it to you on this sense, right? Um, let's just say your mother used to be out there in the street. She did what she did back in the day, and she found good old sweet Jesus, right? So she found good old sweet Jesus, and she had you. Now you kind of had a similar path, but y'all both had those Christian values of whatever I do, God will forgive me, right? Even though you're doing wrong, God will forgive you. But eventually you get it right and you straighten up. You have a child too. He make the wrong mistakes. But at the end of the day, right, he still come back to Christ and he becomes a good boy afterwards, right? So those liberals who are Christians, they make room for mistake. I guess it's more of a strengthening bond for their testimony, but they let those things go out. They're not as strict and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? They're more the come as you are type people and all that, the classic genre of the black church everywhere in the ghetto, right? Now, the conservatives, the apologetics, those guys are more, you have no damn choice, right? It's our way or the highway. You do this. Your grandfather was a carpenter. I was a carpenter. Your ass gonna be a carpenter. You see what I'm saying? So they're extreme traditionalists to the point to where like they have no form of growth outside of their belief, right? A lot of individuals look at that and they frown upon it, but to them it's okay because like they don't really necessarily have a come as you are, but when you come to them, you have to be like them at the end of the day, right? So it's no more individuality. It's just complete system, code of conduct, rules of engagement. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No questions. You see what I'm saying? Total discipline. You see what I'm saying? That's one thing the Christian apologists are, the conservatives are. You know what I'm saying?
But what are they apologizing about? Like, can we get a working definition of Christian
I could
apologetics?
I could give probably an example.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
Let's say that I was to bring up that one of the slave ships that grabbed our ancestors was the good ship Jesus, right?
Okay,
And that was led by Captain Hawkins. And
okay, okay,
and the coat of arms on the ship was two Africans bound back to back with their arms tied, right?
okay, okay. I like where
And
you're
I was
going with this.
and I was to bring that up, and I would be saying like Christianity is the reason why African and indigenous cultures are a lot of them are gone today, right? And then the Christian apologetic would be like, but wait a minute. See, you got to understand that if you further read Captain Hawkins, he had repented for his sins and he regretted his role in the slave trade. So you can't really do that necessarily. I heard
Uh,
Vocab Malone use that argument when he was on Sinetter's channel when he was going back and forth with Nepal.
okay. So the Christian apologetic community or apologist community or however whatever you say it, they're looking at from a black perspective. They're looking at the flaws in the theology as we know it, and they're essentially making excuses for what we see.
Yeah, they'll say that's not Christian like or something of that nature.
Right. They'll present the what is the fallacy called? The no true Scotsman fallacy, where they'll say, well, that wasn't real Christianity that they were practicing. Real Christianity is A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep,
So
yep,
right.
yep, yep, yep.
Okay. So that I'm just getting the working definition because I don't want anyone to accuse the people on this platform of not understanding their position. So they are staunchly trying to promote Christianity. And anytime someone mentions some flaws that might be within their paradigm, they're trying vehemently to come up with excuses for or a reason or somehow trying to mitigate what what we see. Am I correct with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Mika, I think Mika Walsh, she had posted probably this is the dictionary definition.
Hmm.
Christian apologetics combines Christian theology, natural theology, and philosophy to present a rational basis for the Christian faith. So that's good because my the example that I use to try to explain it to you that coincides with what she put down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They saw that the slave ship was named Jesus. Whole Africans in the belly of this ship. They saw that it was two Africans bound on the front of this ship, basically your hood ornament. They saw that. This is historical information, but they turned around and tried to excuse that behavior in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
And say
That's what
that it's not
apologetics
Christ
is.
like.
Right. Okay. And saying that this individual later repented and got right with their God.
Yep.
Okay. All right. All right.
A lot of
Continue,
a lot
classic.
of
I just wanted to make sure we got a working definition.
yeah, a lot of them try to say that for the Crusades also. You see what I'm saying? So,
Mm.
and that's another thing. Watch out for my presentation with the Crusades. Um, yeah, a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Some of those Crusaders were cannibals, but it is what it is. They were eating people for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Before the Lord. But
I was
anyway,
watching a lecture by Dr. Clark, and I found where he got this from. He mentioned a book called The Outline of History,
yeah,
where the Crusades are talked about in there, and even he did a lecture where he talked about how like the Europeans it got to the point to where he said it was a raiding party. Nobody was safe. They said, like, give us your crops in the name of God. So it's very interesting.
Oh yeah, it's very interesting how they abuse their power, right?
So basically,
Um,
it was get down or lay down
get
In
down
the
and lay
name of
down.
God.
in the name of God. Get down or lay down in the name of
Yeah,
God. Okay.
I'm a holy soldier in the army of God. We fought the Muslims and won against. We almost lost, but we won.
Right.
Thank God for giving you shit. You know what I'm saying?
Kingdom
Right.
of Heaven goes into that. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's
Right.
very, very interesting. Very
Don't we see
interesting.
that? Don't we see this same concept in what they did here in the United States with that thing called manifest destiny?
Yep, God
Yep,
wanted us
yep,
to have the
yep.
land.
Right. God want us to have this land from these savages, these soulless savage Native Americans. It's Jesus, the Christian God says they're savages and they don't deserve it. So it's manifest destiny. We see this in the inner workings of the early stages of America. Am I correct? Or maybe if I'm wrong, please by all means
No,
correct
no,
me.
no. You're correct. You're correct because at the end of the day, right, they did the same thing with slavery, right? Um, I was gonna do a show with Robert Ash, right? We was gonna talk about how did history actually represent Christianity honesty, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So when he and I had the conversation, they said they had a decree that anyone that was a non-Christian, right, they could pretty much subjugate them and bring them to Christianity, right? And that was the excuse to quote unquote West African, right? Because we weren't Christian, and and that led to the whole slave trade and et cetera, right?
There's
But
a, ooh, I'm sorry.
now go ahead, G.
There's a book. If you all want excellent information on this, there's a book called Capitalism and Slavery by Eric Williams, and the Pope that specifically ordered the slave trade, if I'm not mistaken, was Pope Martin V, and he said to both Spain and Portugal, "You take the East and you take the West, and you two good Catholic nations, stop fighting amongst yourselves. You are both authorized to reduce to servitude all infidel people." And infidel in this context means non-Christian. And if we look at the religion of our ancestors, we were either Islamic, or we were either traditionalists, and so we weren't
Absolutely.
Christian.
And animist. We were the animist and yeah, but go ahead, I'm listening, brother.
Yeah, so if you want to know more about Manifest Destiny or even how religion was used, read anything by Eric Williams and also read a book called White Over Black by Winthrop Jordan.
Mm.
Nice, nice.
So
Hey,
how does the Christian apologists, how do they reconcile that? How does the Christian apologists reconcile that there was a whole papal bull uh and put out there by the Pope telling the Spanish and telling the Portuguese, stop fighting, y'all, knock it off. Go out there and conquer the world in the name of Christianity. Because that's what they essentially said. And said that anybody that's not a Christian, you have a right to enslave them. How would a Christian apologist reconcile that,
They
in
would
y'all
just
opinion?
say that they're not being Christ-like.
Mm, the
yep.
no true
Hey,
Scotsman fallacy again.
I
before we
haven't
go,
heard that response that they're not being Christ-like. Usually, the response that I get was that like this was all part of God's plan, and we should be thankful for slavery and these people coming.
Ooh,
That's usually the
ooh,
response I get, which is in like an extreme form of self-hate. Um,
ooh.
to say that
Shit.
that you and your peoples deserve what happened to us for 500 years. And the reason I was the one that shared this doctrine of discovery. Let me tap in real quick.
yeah, go
Why
on and
this is
shut
important is
it
because
again, bro.
this is what gives them title to the land today, literally today. So we can't act like this is of the past and this is of no consequence to us, and we don't need to worry about this. We want to fix the problems in our community right now. We have to go to the root of the problem. How did we lose everything? How was everything stolen from us? How did these people start making us pay for what was once free? They're gonna pollute the air and start charging us for oxygen tanks next. Like at this point, let me go ahead and get into this doctrine of discovery, man. Let me not
Yeah, get to
rant,
the
be
let's
rude.
read it.
The reason that this is important, again, like you're about to see right now, the doctrine of discovery or doctrine of discovery is a disputed interpretation of international law during the age of discovery, which is when they decided to go and conquer everybody, steal all their shit. Introduced into United States municipal law by the U.S. Supreme Court Justice John Marshall in Johnson v. McIntosh, 1823. So the United States introduced this doctrine of discovery, which you were about to read exactly what it says, into motherfucking municipal law. Okay. Now, it says in Marshall's formulation of the doctrine, discovery of territory previously unknown to Europeans gave the discovering nation title to that territory. So now here's what's important about this. Actually, the Catholic Church just repudiated this, which is essentially an apology. They didn't rescind it. And let me go ahead and share that actually on the screen. Because this is actually, when I didn't ever think that they would repudiate it, which I don't even like that word really, but they pick that specific terminology because they're careful. And what's next? In Canada right now, they're trying to formulate lawsuits to the indigenous people, though. That's who got these people to do this. The Vatican repudiates the doctrine of discovery, which is an apology. The statement affirmed that it does not reflect the teachings of the Catholic Church and that the papal bulls did not adequately reflect the equal dignity and rights of the indigenous peoples. And this is just this year. So this is recent. I believe I take that back. It's 2024 now. This was at the beginning of 2023. So, within a year's time, this happened. And again, Christian apologists, they have to just turn a blind eye to it. They're not going to go try to get the land back. They're not going to be like, oh, this is what happened, because they feel like they're going against their God. I don't know. It's just weird. And I can't, my mom always told me, don't try to figure out crazy, baby. Sometimes it just is what it is. These people just have a circular reasoning in their head. And, when they hit brick walls, they don't think too hard about, how can we make this make sense? And the thing about Christianity is, like I say, people can just make up anything at any time to fill in the gaps. Maybe, so it just sucks when you're dealing with Christian apologists and things of this nature, because again, we're paying, they're charging us rent on stolen land. They're charging us taxes on stolen land, which is fraud.
So
Operating a corporation on stolen
how did
land
we
is
get to the
fraud.
point? How did we get to the point? Not to cut your wisdom, bro. How
Go
did we
ahead.
get to the point where descendants of slaves
Mhm.
here in the Western Hemisphere are apologizing or trying to make excuses for the behavior of essentially their slave master? How did we get to this point? What's going on? And I know we can't say specifically, but how did we get to the point to where we have adult, functional, so-called intelligent black folks that are looking at the historical narrative of things that happened to our people on the landmass and in the old world and here, and they're still trying to make excuses for this behavior? How is that Stockholm syndrome or something? What's going on? What do you
Uh,
think is going on in the minds of these people?
I think you're absolutely. It's a form of Stockholm syndrome. I just say the psychosis is real. That's what I've been saying like all week. The psychosis is real, and it's scary because I used to be a Christian. I'm a preacher's son, so when I pulled out of it, now to see that shit, like it's
Mm,
scary to me. It's scary that like, whoa, I was not using my brain at all. I've no critical thinking skills as a Christian. They take that shit out of your head when you're two. That's the first thing to
mm,
go. Don't ask questions,
mm.
and later in life, I don't know. And you're right. How do we reconcile the fact that what we're practicing now was used to dominate and steal everything that we had? You know,
and
our
and they're not
Um,
saying anything
big
about it.
thing to me is I feel like that was our inheritance. Our inheritance was stolen from us, which is the land and everything
Mm.
that the land produces. Um, go ahead though.
um, I think that Frantz Fanon, author of Black Skin, White Mask, The Wretched of the Earth, A Dying Colonialism, and also Alienation and Freedom. He taught, and in The Wretched of the Earth, that book talks about uh, the ins and outs of colonization and what it does in the relationship mentally between the colonized and the colonizer. And he says that one of the main things to calm the native down is by use of the inevitable religion. The saints are propped up and they are told to turn the other cheek.
And that's the quickest way to take a warrior spirit from the people who you're trying to conquer. Uh, I call it mental terror. One is I feel like it's a form of mental terrorism. I feel like it was mental warfare as well. Give religion to a people before you go conquer them. It softens the land. They're already divided. You got to conquer. You got to divide before you conquer. You know. So I
So
agree with everything you were saying.
I think if we talk about the continent of Africa,
Mhm.
when the first people got Christianity, they were using it as a trade tool. When you talk about the Congo, because that was the first place it went into the Congo area. I think them people use it as a trading tool. They they kept their indigenous beliefs in the Christianity to trade with the Portuguese and the Spaniards, man, and I think it just the European, based on their creeds and stuff, they start saying you didn't have no soul, and they start bringing in light and darkness. The European was light, and then they equal white, and the African nation, they was dark. All the indigenous people, they were considered dark, and you know they ended up becoming black or Negroes at the time, right? So I think that history right there kind of played into that thing. So what y'all think about that?
Even I
That
could
could
even
be good. I just want to interject because Mudawa asked a
Hold
very,
on, hold on, Mika. You coming in just kicking in the
I'm like
door.
the air. I'm the air. I'm
Yeah, you
in
kicking
with
in the
the
door though. You don't kick in the door like that. You let a person finish their thought. And we let us introduce you. Yeah, damn.
sorry.
Yeah.
We ain't introduce you, Mika. Dang. You saw Mudawa just
You
got
just
happy.
kicking in the door. Go ahead, Craig. Introduce me.
So I have to introduce the woman that kicks in the door all the time, the one and only prophetess, Mika. Wash the shit off. You see what I'm saying?
Gotta clean
She's
them
the
up.
master. She is the master and the head of shooting the shit. If you want to know all the real stuff, go shoot the shit with Mika. But anyway, I give it over to the lovely prophetess Mika Wash.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Everybody clap. Okay, now, I came in because this is where the women come in at, especially concerning what Mudawa asked on how we got here. Um, and this also goes to the show that I wanted to do that still hasn't happened yet as to why the black woman is so loud, right?
Oh my God.
And it has to do with come on now. And I'm just gonna get, you guys could naysay me or whatever, but it was because our men, I ain't gonna say the black men, but our men did not protect the divine femininity. And that's why we're in this space, because scripturally, and I know everybody don't believe in the scripture, but a well-in woman will drive the enemy away. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened is, and then too, a lot of things that we did as black women was considered as witchcraft. But we were chemists, we were motherfucking scientists as well. We were the healers of the nation. And so also it says that we are you should treat us as a weaker vessel because we are fragile. because our spirit and our frequency is different than y'all. You guys got physical strength. So how we ended up in this,
Yeah, we dumb. We stupid and dumb.
y'all not dumb. I'm not, y'all logical, very logical, but what women have is a little different, and our emotions are kind of like our intuition. We're more on a spiritual plane, and you guys are more on a esoteric type of plane. Like, I ain't gonna say you're not spiritual because we're all spiritual beings, but I will
I
say,
ain't spiritual.
huh?
I ain't spiritual.
Oh God. Don't start me, because you know what? I ain't gonna even go there with you right now, okay, sir?
I don't know about the rest of the fellas, but I ain't claiming spiritual.
We have physical bodies and we have spiritual bodies. You know what I mean? And so I feel like one of the reasons is why we here is because of cowardice. You know, another one is because of fear. Another one is because of lack of protection of the divine feminine. And that's all I got to say about that. Now, y'all can go naysay me if you want to.
So
I just want to
basically,
say,
you
I
basically
have
you
a
just
question.
go
go ahead, brother, and I'll get to it in a minute.
I
I
forgot
have
you
a
had powers, Mika.
well, I second that, and I see this comment. She put fear and cowardice is how we got here. To be honest, and then underneath, I
I,
see Pan
I
African
disagree with
says,
that. I
"Damn sure."
disagree with that.
And
Cold
he said,
hard.
and Pan African said, "Damn sure how we stand here because
so
we ain't ready to go take this shit back
The
yet."
world just lost the
You
war,
know,
man. They
so
with no fear, no cowardice. They just lost the war.
Right. You can lose because you lose a fight that makes you a coward.
hold on. I want to ask the sister something. I want to ask her
I think
something.
when we stopped fighting, I think that's what she means was the cowardice, not because the
Uh,
people who lost. I think it was the people who stopped fighting. But and there may be explanations, and we can get into all of that. Of course, brainwashing the cultures over time is part of the
But
reason.
that narrative is that narrative that the sister just spoke of, and that's my homegirl. I've been knowing her for a very long time.
Mhm.
That narrative is a dangerous narrative in our community. That's coming from some shady feminists in our community that they're saying that we fucked up because the niggas didn't protect us. If the women was in charge, we would have probably been protected a little bit better.
No one
See,
said nothing about no
hold
women being
on, hold
I'm
on.
not. I
I
didn't
was,
say.
hold
no,
on. I
no
just want
Go
to
ahead,
woman
ask.
being in
Gaddis. You said it
charge.
good, Buddha.
I want to
No.
ask a quick question.
Hey, that what it sound like to me though, because
No, no,
you
no.
was
Because
saying
here's the
that what
thing,
it sound
right?
like to me though.
It,
Hold on. I want to ask the sister a question real
Okay,
quick.
go ahead, Cardi.
go
My
ahead,
fault.
go ahead.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Uh-huh.
Um, I have a
And you
quick
look
question
pretty
for
too,
you.
Mick.
Hmm.
Hey, Kahani, she's married.
Oh God.
See, why? Look, you know, okay,
She married today to
but
her. If you
but
lucky, she might get a divorce tomorrow.
oh yeah, but now y'all threw me off. But
Go ahead, brother. Ask your question. Don't worry about the peanut gallery.
so okay, Sister Mika,
Hmm.
I just have one question.
Hmm.
Because this kind of confused me a bit. But what religion are you?
Okay, so
Here it comes. Get ready for it.
that's a touchy one because I don't do religion. As you know, I do read the Bible and I study it. Um, Religion reminds me of the Pharisees. You know what I'm saying? It's vain. It's very vain. So I don't do religion. Okay. If we try to do like talk about the diaspora and our bloodline, then I have to say that I identify so far, and it's a lot because a lot of nations the names change over
Bring
time.
it out. Bring it out, Mika. Just
So
say it. Just say it.
I identify with the original Israelites. Are you? I would say Hebrew, but
There it is.
it's a
There it
lot of
is.
Hebrews that are not Israelites. So I don't just say Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Then we could go with the Moors. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we are indigenous to this land here because every nation is fighting for this land. So it's supposed to be our land, but we gave it up. We're the reason why we're in this situation
There
because
it is. And there it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I got the fight of a
you
tiger.
said
I'll
we.
fight. I'll be on the front line if I
You
can, but
said
I'm just
we
one
there. You
person.
didn't say black men though. You said we there.
We as a whole, people,
Okay.
us, the skin color, us.
I
It's
think that's
not
the
just
Luda I
about
was
black
getting at.
men
I
because
think,
only black man wasn't created. Black man and black woman was created, right?
yeah, and
We
we a
we
team
supposed
though.
to help
So
each other, right? We're supposed to work together to make this community. So it
fact.
can't just be the black man and it can't just be the black woman. It got to be both of us together. That's what the true God is. So
So you think skin color make you indigenous to everywhere?
no,
That's a whole nother conversation, Craig.
that's
Don't
a
go down
social
that
Okay,
rabbit
okay,
skin
hole.
my
color
fault,
is a
my fault, my
social.
fault, Booty Boy.
No,
I'm
that's
just,
just
Don't.
I'm
that's my
saying
OG. He
I
my
know.
elder, but he my OG, so you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
that
go
was
ahead,
gonna
Booty
open
Boy.
up a whole. That was gonna
Yeah,
open up a
Yeah,
whole
let
and
nother
me
we don't want to
conversation.
go there
you,
because
you,
skin
you say.
color is just for it's a reference that I'm using. Not that skin color really matters. It's about the bloodline and who's in line for this land, right? But everybody not the same skin color. My granny is not the same skin. Both my grandmothers is not the same skin color as I am. So it's not about skin color. It's just so people can identify what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Not no, I'm not going deeper than that, sir.
So
Okay.
my question is, what? Because and Craig said it, and I'm saying it. We lost the war.
Mm-hmm.
We were the West African people were invaded by a military force. We
Mm-hmm.
were we were treated what we see going on right now in with Israel and Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
Multiply that times 1,000,
A
and
million.
that's what happened to us in West Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, because we didn't have the weaponry, we didn't have we had no idea we were in a war to begin with. You know, you weren't your ancestors weren't slaves, your ancestors were prisoners of war,
Right, I
literally.
agree. Uh-huh.
Now, that being said, you use the word and you use the word cowardice.
Mm-hmm.
How are those people cowards? And many of them fought hard on the African African shore. On in Africa, they fought against the
150-year war.
right. How are you calling these people cowards that had essentially, and I'm using my air quotes, primitive weapons to fight against Gatling guns and rifles? How are you saying these people are coward? How do you even fix your mouth to say that? That's warrior spirit. You ain't gonna find nobody go rush somebody with a spear and a shield right now, and you know that person got a Glock.
Mm-mm-mm. If you think that all we had was spears, you out your mind.
What we have, Mika, help us out.
We had a freaking or was it chemical warfare? We had more than just guns. We could wipe out nations, okay? We taught these people how to be people. It's when we stop believing in ourselves and if it wasn't cowardice, then the majority of us would be dead right now. The
That's
ones
right, Mika.
the ones that the ones that just said, they retreated, they gave up, they waved the white flag. Somebody had to wave the white flag, brother. Who did
So,
it? So if
sister,
they was
They
gonna
were
keep
prisoners.
fighting
They
when
were
when they were
prisoners. That didn't
outnumbered,
nobody wave no white flag. They were prisoners
how do you
of war.
become a prisoner of war if you did not wave a white flag?
You, do you, bro? They
If
You
did.
I
They
hold on,
captured people
Mika, let me tell you
every day.
something. Hold on,
They captured.
stop right now, Mika. And I'm finna be really graphic right now. If I snatch your kid and smash your kid face on the concrete after I beat the fuck out of you and tell you you're gonna die or you're gonna come with me or the next kid is gonna get the same treatment, what are you gonna do?
I actually been in situations like this, and it would never happen because I'm a fighter. I'm going to
I'm
pick up something. I'm going to find a weapon. I'm going to do something. I'm
okay.
going to fight to the death. You're
You're
going
right.
to have to kill me, sir.
You didn't hear what I said. I said I just
I would
grabbed one of
rather
your.
be
Repeat
dead
it.
than
Did you
dead.
hear what I
I'm the
said,
type of
Mika?
person,
Listen
you
to what
You
I'm
asking
gotta
saying,
me
speed
Mika.
up for your
personally,
other
right?
kids. You gotta
Mika,
That's
you
speed
didn't
up
hear
for
what
your
I
other
said. You
kids.
didn't hear what I said.
it
I
don't
said
matter what I understood what you said, and I said I have been in situations like this.
what did I just say, Mika?
You say if you smash my kid head and then you beat me or whatever, that's not going to happen,
Do
sir.
you
But
miss the
then, what
point? You
about your
didn't hear
other
what I
three kids?
said.
What
I'm
about your
going
other
to
three
fight
kids?
till the death. You can kill me and you're gonna have to kill me and all my kids.
Now
Oh, okay.
they gonna capture
That's
your
my
kids. They
spirit.
gonna capture your
Okay.
That's
kids.
who I am. Now
Okay.
you ask somebody else, they might
And
say,
and
I'm
guess
going to
what? And
retreat.
I'm calling Big Cap, Mika.
No, oh, you better ask the ones that tried it
But
with me.
but but
You better ask the
but
ones
but,
that
but,
tried it
but they
with me.
gonna capture
Okay,
your other three
okay.
First, you gotta
kids
pick
though,
up
Mika.
something and whip your ass with it. I'm not that girl. I'm not the girl that, and I have been like before when I was
I'm
younger.
calling Big
I
So
Cap.
have
when you
been,
kill your other three kids, Mika,
huh?
would you kill your other three kids?
I would allow my children to die than to be in the type of oppression that we were in slavery. I would
So you
not
would have
wish
killed
that
you would have
on
killed your other
nobody.
three kids.
That is a slow, torturous
Okay.
death. That's
I
a
don't know.
slow, torturous death. I would not wish
How
that.
did you know? How did you know what was on the other side of the Atlantic?
Excuse me.
How did you know what was on the other side of the Atlantic?
I wouldn't know. But
So
if somebody is taking me to the other side of the Atlantic with in chains,
you don't know where you're going. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know where you're going. We
so
know
you
that
think they
now.
voluntarily got on the boat?
That you're not
That's what
listening,
you
Mika.
said. They
That's
voluntarily got on the boat. Said, "Yeah,
that you're.
take me on the boat. I want to go
Hold
for a
on.
ride." Yes,
Let-
I don't think you're.
put this
I
shit
don't
around
think
my
you're.
neck,
Wait a minute.
put
Let
this
me
shit
ask you a
around
question.
my
Hold on,
arm,
hold on, hold
and
on,
take
hold on,
me
hold
on the
on, hold
boat.
on, Mika, Mika, hold on. Let me ask you a
Rape
question.
me,
Let me.
beat me,
God
and take
damn.
me.
And
Yeah, I'm just trying to have a conversation. I ain't trying to
Oh,
go all crazy with it. I'm just trying to have a conversation so you can contextualize what these people were experiencing. I don't think us in 2024 we really contextualize what's going on.
I think she walked away from the kiss. I think she wa- I think she walked away.
I'm here.
Oh,
No, she's still here. Yeah, I don't think. I think it's easy hindsight to say, yeah, I would have did this, that, and the third. Woo, 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 woo. And we don't see that rebel spirit today. You ain't walking outside when the police is out there beating up on a brother and saying, nah, leave him the fuck alone and attacking the police. You
Okay,
ain't
so
got that.
let me
You
ask you this.
hold on, sis. Hold
Mhm.
on. I'm saying we gotta be intellectually honest with that shit.
Okay,
You
can we be honest? If you not gonna go stop the
hold on,
police,
you ain't finished yet, Mika.
wait.
no
Let me
let her go. She wanna go. She wanna go.
Okay,
Let her go.
if we know if we see a brother getting beat by the police and we don't stop it, right? If my child is getting beat up and her head or whatever you said, and then I got beat up and I go ahead with you, ain't that me being in fear? Ain't that me being cowardice
That
or no?
means you didn't hear what I originally said. You didn't hear that means you didn't hear. I said I take one of your children, I smash their fucking face mash their fucking
I
face
rebuke
on
this in the
bricks.
name of Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm
oh,
just
and
and
whoa.
I know, but rebuking in the name of Jesus. And I say to you, Mika, your next baby is gonna get the same fucking treatment if you don't come with me right now. You gonna be clutching that other baby. Guess what the fuck you gonna do? You ain't gonna say fuck you. I'm not coming with you, nigga. You gonna say okay,
So
cause
what emotion?
Let's
your
switch.
maternal stop your
What
Hold,
maternal
emotion
instinct
am I?
that
What
your
emotion am I having when I come with you?
I'm gonna tell you your
hold on.
maternal
Let's switch
instinct
to.
is. All right, we're gonna switch it in a second. Your maternal instinct is gonna kick in, and your self-preservation is gonna kick in. It's the same self-preservation. The reason why
We
niggas can
here
be in a
today. What we
maximum.
here today?
Yeah, it's the same self-preservation. Why it'll be a maximum security prison with killers in that motherfucker. Whole killers. And they outnumber the guards 20, 30 to 1 in that motherfucker. But they ain't trying to break out every day. It's self-preservation, Mika. You we gotta stop the cap sometimes. That's all I'm saying, sis.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So once you take me or whatever, right? And me not trying to draw up a plan to get out of this oppression, not trying to draw up a plan to overtake you. What is that?
I don't know. I didn't know. I don't know. My people rebelled. My people fought back. My people had
I'm not
slave
talking
insurrections.
about the ones that
My
didn't fight
people
that
took
fought
over
back.
ship. No, I'm talking about my people did that shit. Everything you just said, my people did that shit consistently. My people wasn't just sitting back talking about, oh, this is my fate for the rest of my eternity. Yes, there was some. That wasn't the majority of our people.
That was a majority for us to end up in captivity, brother. It was a
Never.
majority, and I'm not saying that we didn't fight. I know about the Nat Turners and the ships and the
I'm
Haitians
glad
and all
whoever.
that. I understand that there were rebellions, but I'm saying that it wasn't enough of us that stuck together, because if we did, we would have never been
You
overtaken.
had 150-year war.
Okay, let's talk about.
You
Let's
had a
bring in
hundred and
Haiti into
fifty
the
year
conversation.
war,
Yeah, I
and
think we need to segue
them
into
folks
something else, but
lost the
this ain't
war.
go.
And my thing
This
is,
this ain't
hold
go.
on, right quick. My thing is, uh, uh, I'm glad that whoever they didn't just go suicide bomber like the people like over here. That's why I'm here today. I'm glad my ancestors did whatever they had to do for me to be here today. I'm very proud of it. I don't think my ancestors were no coward or in fear. It was self preservation, man, and I'm glad we here. I
Yeah,
don't look at it like that. It's
and,
hard
you
for
know,
me to look at it like that,
and
man.
that's a touchy subject too, right? And I'm gonna say this, right? Mika is in Zinga reincarnated. She got her spirit as fiery, freedom or death. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
Freedom
weak
of
men
death.
need to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all is
No,
cowards. Y'all
that
got the
doesn't
coward
exist fucking
bloodline.
with Mika.
Hey, I just want to say this though, right? So everyone on this panel, right? Of course, Ratchet, me and A1 spoke about it. I even talked to Mika about it also, right? Because he's also another one of our partners. Um, we're gonna have a show called Black Land, right? We're gonna have topics just like this, real topics that's talked about, right? It's gonna be extremely, extremely critical, right? And it's not for the weak-hearted at the end of the day, right? Now, that's one of the things we're doing
I
over here
want Kahadi
exclusively
on
at the
that
Whole
too. I
Different
want
Show.
Kahadi on
Of
that.
of course, he's
Right.
invited.
I
He's
want
invited.
Kahadi on Black
But
Leg.
you can't have them conversations with people that don't know the authentic history. You can't have
Well,
people that you can't Craig. You can't have those conversations that people are basing what they're saying on an opinion. If you know the real narratives, you could have that conversation. If you just basing it on what you feel, because there's no way you would use the word coward in describing your people. How do you get Haiti? How do you get Jamaica? How do
Wait,
you get
wait.
all of these other islands? How do you get
Let,
maroons in the south? How do you get all of these rebellions that happen? You can't you're not using.
Give me the Civil War. You get the
Right.
Civil
How do you
War.
get the Civil War? You can't use that word. That means you're not. That means you don't know the. You don't know about the rebellions of your people. So it's like a conversation can't even be had.
hold on, hold on. Let me just say this. It seems that Sister Mika, you know, she has a lot of learning to do on the subject, as we all do. And I recommend that we shoot her a reading list and we have her read specific
Absolutely.
books. And I guarantee you that her comments that she made would change. That's how we do it. We shouldn't
Yeah. Is she
um
not getting beat up? That's my homegirl. For real, for real. I know her in real
Wait
life.
a minute. Let's be clear. I know about 1804. I know about the rebellions. I know about those things. But like I said, the numbers just wasn't adding up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't win a war with just one person. And I'm not saying it was just one person. It was a lot of people that you, for lack of a better word, wanted self-preservation, if that's what you want to say. But then also, when you take a page out of other nationality books, they willing to go die for their people.
Who?
Give me an example. Give me an example.
Like you said, the ones that want to bomb themselves or kill or suicide bombers or whatever, they're dying for their cause.
But the
And so
majority of the people
that's
are
the thing,
not doing being suicidal bombers.
huh?
The majority
The
of them not
majority ain't
suicidal bombers.
the majority ain't the majority of the Muslims ain't other fucking jihadists. The majority of the Japanese ain't, what do they call it? What was them, Kazakamis? The majority
Okay.
ain't.
So let's be clear. This is a strategic thing, right? War is all about strategy. You don't need all of them to do that. You just need a few people that's willing to do that to serve the message. Okay. Um, I'm not saying all of our people were cowards. That is not what I said. But why are we in this situation now? Why are we here? How did we get here? Because of fear
Boy,
and
somebody
cowardice.
cooking. Whatever it
They
is,
gave
somebody
us.
cooking for real.
Oh my
Is
bad,
your
I got a steak on right now.
parents Mika?
Man, you crazy, man.
It's getting cooked up. Mudawa up
Is
here
your
cooking it
parents
up.
child with Mika?
Getting some seasoning
Nah,
salt.
it's Mudawa.
Yeah.
That's Mudawa. I want to say this though.
Yeah, you
You know what I'm
hear
saying?
that, you
Shout
hear
out.
that sizzle, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that sizzle. That's getting cooked up. Metaphor. But I just want to say this though. I want to say shout out to Queen Sheila. Welcome to the whole epic show. But I want to tell you this, Mudawa. I'm gonna call you Uncle Elder, man. So Uncle Elder, check it out, right?
Oh
Um,
God.
everybody at the show, there's gonna be some things that's gonna be some quite advanced for some people, and only a select few can join. But with Black Land, everybody can join, and it'll be like an open topic. It'll be just like one subject. You know what I'm saying? We can't deviate from the topic. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be quite interesting, right? And you know,
Yeah. We
especially
gonna
when
be
we gradually be
discussing what
put
type of
together.
government we gonna have, what type of economic system we
Should
gonna
white
have.
like
We go we gonna really
if black people have their own land,
yeah. Should we let white people
if
in
black
our
people have their own
land?
like their own country, yeah, if
You
black people have
niggas,
their own state or country or whatever, should white people be
you
allowed
niggas can't
to
even run a community. How you gonna run a whole land?
We gonna
The
be a
fuck?
black land, bro.
I ain't moving on.
It gonna be a utopia. It might look
I ain't
like
moving on.
Wakanda or something, but we gonna build it, bro.
Mudawad. Come on, Mudawad. You told us to
I ain't moving on.
organize. You didn't mobilize. We got to start
I ain't moving
somewhere,
on.
baby.
I want to tell you this, Mudawa. I'm
Hey,
making
we
black
about just
folks be.
realism right now. He just realism.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this, Mudawa. I'm making black folks say whatever the hell is on their mind. I'm gonna have white folk on the panel. Yes, I have access
What?
to Caucasians. They will
Man,
be on the
if
panel.
we gave you niggas your own land right now, it'd be a fourth world country within
He
five
said,
years.
fuck world.
Hey, hey,
The
but I'm gonna say
babies
this
would be
though.
on their hands and knees
We gonna
drinking
kick out
sewer
all the
water.
scientists out. We gonna
Man,
kick
all
your
the
ass up
scientists gonna be gone
out
because you niggas hate science. It's gonna be,
Hey,
oh, man,
hey,
come on,
hey,
man.
but I just wanna say this. I'm gonna say
No
this.
vaccination
Sometimes,
for us.
Right.
sometimes I'm gonna say this. Sometimes I will have some white folk on the panel. Yes, I got access to Caucasians, male and females. They already said they would like to join Black Land. Hey, Kahani, your Black Power side gonna come out and tell them they can't come to Black Land. But they gonna want to come to Black Land.
Them niggas couldn't even cold down Atlanta. The
So hold on, man. If I'm
niggas
not
let the
too,
gay community take over Atlanta. Y'all niggas can't control nothing.
Let me ask a question to the
so if
panel.
I have a white wife, Craig,
What?
I can't cut the black lady and bring my
You
wife.
said what?
Wait, you
I
got one
have a
for real?
white wife. I can't cut the
You
black
said what?
lady. A white
Who come
wife.
to Black Land? No, I said the white people can because I'm bringing them over.
No, he
You
I'm
said,
bring
bringing them
them
can
over
he
to the
over.
bring his
panel.
white? He said, can he bring his white wife to Blackland?
Yeah, and
Of course,
she get
of
full
course,
black land privilege.
Then that
of
ain't black
course.
land. That's just another America
Now I
again.
got to divorce her, Mika.
Yes. What
I
you talking
Right.
about?
See
got
what I'm saying? You see what I'm
He wants
saying?
the full
We
beat.
can't build with you, these niggas.
Let me That's what I want to ask you.
I got my mixed kids. I got to
Right.
divorce her, leave her in
Yeah,
white
you
land for
gotta leave
now.
your kid in what you gotta leave your kids in white land because
Yeah,
White
people like
land.
Mika don't want them there.
yeah,
You
you
gotta
gotta be
break your
independent.
family up.
Yeah, you gotta
That's
do that.
that's what I'm saying.
Let's
That's why I
go.
don't even
Let's
listen to
go.
these niggas,
I
man.
don't like black land already.
Yeah, black
It
man.
ain't black land. It's might as well be America.
So you don't like black lad because the white girls can't come? That's what you
No,
saying?
I said my wife. I said if I already have a white wife and we got kids, I can't bring them over. I got to divorce them and fuck them little mixed ass kids.
What?
Yeah, I
Right.
gotta leave over there in white land with the
You can
white
make more
baby.
kids.
Okay, y'all crazy.
Yeah, y'all crazy as a mother. It's gonna be. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a fourth world country in
It's gonna be
5
a fourth
years.
world country. It ain't gonna even be a third world country.
Yeah, it's gonna be. They go. The babies is gonna be drinking sewer water on their hands and knees in the gutter, bro.
Let me ask y'all a question real quick.
Go ahead,
Speaking
Mika.
of black land, right? What was the biggest mistakes that all of the leaders that we ever had ever made? Like if you could see if they made all the same mistake, or you can go one by one, like Malcolm X, I guess Dr. Martin Luther King, Nate Turner, all those people that we had as leaders, that so-called leaders that passed away or got murdered. What mistake did they make?
I'll
I
go.
can answer that real easy.
Uh-huh.
Let me go
Let me
before you
ask.
do why, because I know you
Go
about to
ahead.
because
Go ahead.
yeah, and I want your input, insight on what I'm about to say too. Um, I was going to say, and this is something that I got from watching Steve Coakley. I don't know if anybody on here is familiar with him.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, you kind of give me Steve Coakley vibes. But he was talking on this one. It was called Black Power White Finance. You can look that up on YouTube, and it's a whole lecture that he gave. But he was
Mm-hmm.
talking about how we, like you said, what about all these old leaders? And everybody was trying to be the one. Everybody wanted to be the one. And he explained that we can't do this one game because the opposition will get hip to us, and they'll be prepping the next one to be that person for that spot.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, so what we need to do is create a roundtable coalition where there is no head. So if one person falls, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Nothing ever stops.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the biggest things, because again, even in the context that you have to ask the question, you have to say each one of the leaders, like, they're individuals, and that was the problem, because they can always get ahead of us. They can always
Mm-hmm.
infiltrate and put in some bot who's not for us and have them saying all the right things. Um, and I don't know. They still infiltrated our organizations. If you want to go as far as Black Panthers, stuff like that, it's not like they're above any of that or don't have the capabilities to. But I think putting everything on one person's shoulders was something that we never should have did. We never should have had a face for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's always be the name of a movement.
You know what that is, bro. You know what that is.
Go
That
ahead, I'm
that's
listening to you. Now,
that,
I'm
that's
ready for you,
that's the
champion.
that's the Negro Messiah complex.
Yep, yep.
That's the Negro niggas want a Jesus. You've been trained to
Yep.
want a Jesus to come and rescue you, and that's not going to happen. There is no leader. You don't want a leader. You want everybody to have the capacity to lead. You don't want to be a motherfucker to get killed and then
I
your
want everybody.
organization.
I want everybody, bro. Not
No,
even.
I'm saying you I
I
mean
want at
that.
least like 10%. 10%.
Right.
Yeah, I know
Our
everybody.
problem is, like, watch this. Who's the leader? Who's the leader of white people? Radical white people. Who's the leader?
Biden. Oh,
No, they
I
don't
was
have a
saying
leader.
Don't have one. And
They
if he
don't
ain't
have.
about
They
to
don't
say Joe
have
Biden,
one.
we know he ain't running it.
The ideology is the leader. We have a Messiah. We got to stop the fucking Messiah complex. And where does that Messiah complex come from? That come from that Christian upbringing that we
but
had.
Jesus had like
Yeah,
12
yeah, yeah,
disciples.
that's
And
So
that's
the
why. Listen to
Christians
what I'm
believe.
saying. That story is trash, Mika. That don't translate in
he
the
had
real
people
world.
working with him. He didn't do it by himself. But let me
Mika,
say,
Mika, the story is trash. The story. If you're looking, if you're trying to juxtapose your condition against some goat herders from 2,000 years ago in the Middle East you'll forever be subjugated.
That's your opinion.
I think Martin Luther King, the
Oh,
civil
I
rights
agree.
movement. I think that was because we had a lot of strong leaders in that thing. I hate that people try to make Martin Luther King the leader because he got killed, but it was Thurgood Marshall. It was just a
W.E.B. Du
plethora
Bois.
of black people, man,
Yeah,
that was leaders,
yeah.
man.
Ratchet and me. Yeah, Ratchet and me. We got to do a presentation on what we gonna call it, how gangster Martin Luther King was, or how influential he was. 'Cause, he doesn't get his just deserve of credit, right? But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'd like to welcome an amazing figure to the stage, right? A doctor. Hold up. A doctor, a destroyer, a preacher, a revolutionary, an
The
author.
revolutionary.
Yes, a revolutionary, bro. My brother, the dawn of all greatness, the one and only legendary Takari Dawson. What it do, Takari?
Yo, man. What's up, man? What's up? What it do to everybody out there? I popped up on here and I see that Mudawa Magabe is on his Let's Destroy Black People track by talking about we ain't got a leader or we don't need a leader. And he lied and said white folks ain't got a leader. I don't know what reality that you live in, maybe Planet of the Apes. But yeah, they got a leader, bro. Every nation of people got a leader
What's their
except for
leader?
black
What's their
people.
leader? What's the white people leader?
What's they leader? Well,
Yeah.
I tell you, they leader is I say the people of the bloodline families. That's their leader. That's their leaders. Those
I don't
bloodline
understand how they
families.
talk.
This is exactly why they are more privileged than us in this country because their people are doing more for them.
Before you move forward, who?
Come on,
Who's the guy?
I always gotta get interrupted. Listen,
No, bro. You can't be just throwing a bunch of shit out there. I want to know
I'm
who
not throwing a bunch of nothing out there.
Yeah,
I'm
you
letting
said
you
the
know.
bloodline. We asked you, like, we want to know.
Who? We literally asked you a question. Who?
Wait.
He
Let that man
basically
finish
said
his
the
sentence first, man.
Illuminati.
Come on now.
He
Let that
basically
man
said
The
finish.
No, I didn't
Illuminati.
say the
Oh,
I didn't say the Illuminati. I said the Rothschilds and they families and stuff. They are the ones that
Rothschild.
lead the white folks and stuff. They are the leaders of the white folks. This is exactly why they that rule this country. They rule it with them. They giving them the power. They not giving
Rothschild.
nobody else, the other nations of people, the power. Them and the other families, these European families, they are the ones that's leading the Europeans. Kim Jong Un and his people, they are being led by him. Hitler was a leader for the Germany people. I don't know what the hell this man Mudawa
Man, them German
Mugabe
people
talking about.
they got rid of him.
This man always trying to take direction from black people, bro. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is Moody Wild. You got to handle it. You got to handle it, brother.
How
Muda,
you,
This is
first of
this is
all, the reason,
ridiculous,
the
bro.
problem.
You
Hold on,
got to
I'm
handle
almost
it.
finished. I'm almost finished.
All right. I need
First
you.
of all,
Let
because
me know
the
when you're
problem in the
done.
black community, all right, the problem with the black community right now is black people ain't got a sense of direction. You need a leader to
Hey,
help you get to that sense of direction, and you telling us we don't need a leader. We don't need
I don't need
somebody
no
to help
motherfucker
lead
leader.
us and stuff like that. That's yeah, we need a leader.
You need a
We
daddy.
need a leader.
I
You
need the
need a
president of the
daddy.
United States
We
to
You
need
need
a
a
lead.
leader.
daddy, huh? You need a daddy,
Well,
huh? You need a
well,
daddy.
the white man is your daddy.
You need a
You
daddy.
gotta the white man is your daddy. That's why you gotta
Now,
wait for
now,
his
now, back
academic
to what
school
now.
system.
Now back
That's
to
why
what I
you
was
got
saying. Excuse me,
Calm
brother.
you
down.
you now
Relax, brother. Now back to what I
I'm
was
just
saying.
saying.
Relax.
We let you come in. We let you cook. Now you got to let other people
Yeah.
speak.
You eat the his ass too. You eat the his ass.
Yeah, you
Not yet.
just
I didn't eat to him yet. I'm not even finished with him,
Yeah.
but we
So
gonna
let
let him
him
go.
yeah, you just
respond, brother.
can I
Let him
respond to
respond.
the shit you just said?
Yeah,
Now,
he had a lot of shit.
you want Sky Daddy to come down incarnated and make things better for you. I understand because you're a Bible thumper. That's where that comes from. That's where that comes from. And in the real world, guerrilla warfare says something totally different. And I'm not going to go into detail about that right now. But what you're saying is it lets me know that that type of talk is not a is not from a people that are ready for real life liberation. When you start talking about that I need a leader talk, that's not liberation talk, bro. That's not liber. Even if a motherfucker gets propped up as being a leader, they like, I'm not a motherfucking leader. I'm one of the people. That ain't what the motherfucker don't say. Hey, I'm the leader. No, that's that Christian think, bro. And until you get that virus out of you, it's a virus, my nigga.
Hey,
It's a whole. It's killing the black spirit. All of y'all have it. That's why we can't move forward. Y'all looking for that motherfucker that's go give us the answers. We need a leader when the clouds bust open. It's not gonna happen. It ain't ever gonna happen. Ever.
Can I interject? Even if we had a board, like a board of people, you still have to have a chief executive officer. You have a president, a vice president, a director, a manager, a secretary. Everybody have a role to play. It's always is, and this is where this even goes. If we can even go comedic with this or whatever with the pyramid. This is where the third eye is open because uh there is a level that we go into, and we have
That's
to have somebody that's a spokesperson for us. It doesn't mean that this person is working alone, and then we're going back to the Christ complex where we are a body. We work together as one. The head cannot do what the mouth can do. Everybody plays a part. Somebody, even if we go into biblical time, Moses wasn't talking to Pharaoh. It was his brother Aaron that was talking to Pharaoh. So the mouthpiece was Aaron, but Moses was the source.
there it
So,
is.
so
The
you have to
biblical
have a
time.
mouthpiece. You have to have somebody, and these we call them leaders, but they really are spokesperson. They're the
Who's the mouthpiece for
one.
who's the
They're
mouthpiece for Mexicans, Mika?
huh?
Who is the mouthpiece for Mexicans, Mika?
Well, I don't really follow Mexicans like that, but the only one I could know is Cesar Chavez or whatever his name
That
was.
nigga been dead.
I know, but I
But
don't
he
know
still was a leader, though.
his
he's
name.
the leader of a nation.
How to play the one
Yes, he
game.
still was a
What
leader.
happens when you have a
And,
leader?
and, and, and check this
It's
out,
one
y'all.
nation.
Mudawa Magabe, check this out.
Y'all
Mudawa
crazy,
Magabe
bro.
lying.
The card.
Mudawa got a leader. He got a leader. His leader is Charles Darwin. He just don't want no black leader. His leader, look,
So,
check this out. Everybody know that Mudawa Magabe's foundational ideology is evolution. All his evolutionary stuff, it comes from Charles Darwin. So his
Man, he been
foundation
there for
has
your
the
ass,
leader
Mudawa.
behind it. Check this out. Mudawa Magabe, if Charles Darwin was never alive, Mudawa Magabe wouldn't be talking about no natural selection.
Hey,
Because
Jesus
of
So do
Charles
was
you
ever
think?
Darwin,
alive,
So
nigga.
hold on.
You
Let me
know what
stop.
you
because
talking
Let me
about,
because
stop. Let
Jesus,
me
Charles
nigga.
Darwin,
let me
hold on,
stop the
wait a
Yeah.
minute.
stupid
Hold
right
on,
now.
wait a
Let me
minute.
stop the
No, hold
stupid
on,
right
wait a
now.
minute.
No,
Wait a
no,
minute, bro. You
no.
can't cut me off. You can't cut me off.
I'm talking about evolution.
Because
Now to
just
respond to
because
me,
you hate
man.
the Bible, you don't want no black
No.
leader. You want everybody to listen to Charles Darwin, and Charles Darwin was a scientific
Now we
racism.
shift the
He was a
conversation to
scientific
evolution.
racist because he would be all right. He would be all right if we listen to Charles Darwin and his ideals of evolution and his ideals of science. So this man is lying to you, talk about we don't need a leader. This man
Lying to
got a
us.
leader. This man got a leader. I
Lying.
don't know. I don't even know why this man gonna sit here and lie. Because if Charles Darwin ain't your leader when it come to evolution or science, then you have to show me where you did some stuff before you even knew about Charles Darwin that equate to the same thing that he talk about in his scientific journals and stuff. If
Now
you
that you
don't,
now that you're
that's
done
your
now that
leader.
you're done now that
Hold
you're
on.
I'm not
done. Hold
talking
on,
about
hold on,
that.
hold
Hey,
on.
hold
Stop,
on,
stop.
No.
hold on.
Now that you're
That's
hold on,
your
hold on,
leader,
hold on, hold
bro.
on,
Hold
hold on, hold on.
I'm just trying to
Let me say
respond.
this, please. I gotta
I
Moderator,
need
respond.
you. Hold on. I need
break.
you
I
to.
gotta
Hey,
respond.
moderator break,
I need
Mudawa.
you to. I need you to. I
Sorry.
need you to.
Chill. The
Chill,
moderator
bro.
talking.
It's a whole panel. You
Yeah,
don't
the
even.
moderator talking. Paul, I will see you the link, Paul, and you can get out. I'm gonna send it in the comment section. So yeah, go ahead, Takar.
No, no,
Go
no, not
ahead.
Hold
Takari.
on, wait a
No, no,
minute. No,
no,
hold
no,
on.
no.
Now, I
Go,
know you don't want
go
to hear the
ahead.
truth. I
You
know you
shut the
don't
nigga
want to
up
hear
and
the
let him
truth.
start
Oh,
again.
you got
I'm
30
almost
seconds,
finished.
Sakari.
Look,
You
look,
gotta
I
be
swear
ready.
I'm almost finished. I'm almost finished because you gonna be long, Mudawa.
Land
Like,
your
here's the
plane, bro.
thing. Here's the thing. If somebody teach you something, Mudawa Magabe, that makes them your leader because they led you to a certain ideology that you didn't have before. You was taught evolution by Charles Darwin. So don't tell me you ain't got no leader.
Your master
You don't
teacher,
want
nigga,
no
you sit
black.
at their
You
feet.
don't want no black leader. You want a white leader like Charles Darwin. This is why every time you tell us about science, it's always a white guy that's the head pinnacle of science.
Hail
Now
Martin
you can
Luther
go.
King.
All right, now,
Damn
now that
Malcolm X.
now that we finished listening to stupid shit, that and I can only call it stupid shit. We were having a conversation about nationalism, not a conversation about evolution. Now, since you want to have a conversation about evolution and not nationalism, young man, let me keep it real simple with you. Charles Darwin was not the first motherfucker to mention evolution. He was not the last motherfucker to mention evolution. Nobody follows Charles Darwin, dumbass. This was the first thing you have to understand. He put something out there in the scientific community that people built on. It's not about a leader. That goes back to the dumb shit that's in your mind. You have a messiah complex. You want to be led. And that's
Give me
it.
sweet
You
Jesus, bro.
literally, you literally want to be led. You want a motherfucker to tell you what to do. And that's what's wrong with niggas. You want somebody to come in your life and say, to Corey, I'm here to save you. This is what we're gonna do. And as long as you have that mentality, the white man is gonna always have his dick all up in your ass. That's what's wrong with you niggas.
Fact,
That's
What you
weird
got,
as fuck for
Shotzi?
you
fact.
to.
Pow,
That's
pow.
you
Let's
could have
let's
used another scenario like
Nigga,
foot
that's
on
what
the
I
neck
said.
or something.
That's what nigga gonna have his
But
dick in
whatever.
your ass. He's gonna have his dick in your ass because you're looking for a leader. You don't need
Hey,
no
Sakari,
leader.
on the real though, you think Jesus gonna come down here and save us, brother? To be our leader?
wait. Hold on. Oh, Takara, you asking Takara?
Listen, listen. I would rather
Answer the
have. Listen,
motherfucking
I
question.
would. I would
I
rather
asked the
have a
question. I asked the
Messiah
question. Can
complex.
I ask
I
you
would
if you
rather
got?
have a Messiah complex than a Charles Darwin complex any day.
I asked you a specific question though, Takari. Do you want Jesus to come down here and be our leader?
That's what he
It ain't
looking
the
for.
fact
That's
that
what
I.
he
It
waiting
ain't the
on.
fact that I want Jesus to be our leader.
Bullshit.
It's the
That's what the
fact that.
fuck you
I
waiting
It
on.
ain't
want
the
for
fact
Jesus
that
to
I
be
want
our
the
leader
Messiah
too,
to be
brother.
our
Fuck
leader.
y'all,
It's
dog.
not the fact that I want the Messiah to be our leader. He is our leader, whether this
See,
man
look,
like
there,
it or
there it
not.
is. There it
Question.
is. There it is.
Only
There it
So
So
is
is.
you
he the
want
leader of
nobody
now
is
uh?
gonna
this
be able to
man
fix.
now
Is
this
he a
man
black man?
It's the
Is he a
Master
listen
black
Teacher.
yes
man?
yes he a black man.
There it
Oh,
is.
right.
Masayak
We
is a
got a
black
black leader,
man.
y'all. We found our black leader.
And check this out, Mudawa Magabe don't want no black leader, he want a white leader. Every all
Yeah.
Mudawa Magabe's ideology
Boy, you
that
about
he
dumb as
tell
a
you
brick.
about
You
that
about
he
dumb
tell
as a
you
brick,
about,
bro.
they come from white people. They don't even come from black people. They come from
You
white people. So he sit
you
here lying to dude, you have
you
a
you
leader.
you dumb as a brick,
It's
bro.
okay. It's okay. You have a
You
leader
dumb as a
though.
brick, bro.
You
You dumb
call
as
me
a
a dumb
brick.
all you want to, but you still have a leader.
You dumb
You
as a
still
brick.
have a leader.
You
Charles
dumb as
Darwin is your leader.
you dumb
You
as a
Charles
brick, bro.
Darwin, yo. And look, check this out. If you didn't learn evolution from Charles Darwin, who did you learn evolution from?
Let me ask you a
What black guy?
question.
What
Watch
black
this.
guy before? Hold on,
Watch
wait a
this.
minute. What
Stop.
black guy
I'm not gonna
before
argue.
Charles Darwin? Hold on, wait a minute. What black
Watch
guy
this.
before Charles Darwin taught you evolution first? If it wasn't Charles Darwin,
How much money you got?
go ahead.
How
Go
much
ahead.
money you
Don't
got? How
worry
much
about
money
that.
you
Don't
got?
worry about it. Don't worry about all that. I got
How much
enough. Don't worry about all that.
how much money
I
you
got
got?
$10. I got $10, Boudoir.
Okay. How much money you got, Corey? Because I can prove to you that an African man spoke about evolution hundreds of years before Charles Darwin. Uh-oh,
What
you ain't ready
African
for that
man?
conversation. Don't worry
What
about that. You
African
don't
man? Hold on,
hold
hold on.
on.
What African man? What
No,
African man?
be quiet and listen.
What African man? Go ahead.
Be quiet and listen. Be quiet and listen. That's not the conversation. The conversation we were having is about nationalism. And if
No,
you think,
listen.
hold
I
it,
know
let
it's
me no,
about
be
nationalism.
quiet, bro.
No,
Please
hold on. Wait
talk
a minute.
on, man. Please,
Let him
please
get it
mute
out,
that.
brother.
Please
Let him
mute
get it
that
out.
man. Please
Let him
mute
get
that
it out.
man.
Takari
Please mute
overtalked
that
us,
man.
man. Hell no.
Takari,
Please
let him
mute
get
that
it
Yeah,
out.
man.
Takari
Thank you,
overtalked
bro.
him trying to change the subject to evolution. You ain't even on that. Fuck
Right. We
Takari.
was not on a
That's what he
conversation
on.
about
He was doing
evolution.
this
We were on a
Yeah, yeah,
conversation
yeah.
about
Y'all.
Takari
nationalism.
Nobody
ain't
give a
giving
fuck
names
about y'all,
about what
dog.
the Sister Mika said in reference to something that Mudawa said. They about to take it to science.
No, we're not
Right.
gonna do that. We
Thank you,
finna
Cardi.
move
Thank
on
you,
to the
man.
next question because I still am on the nationalism,
Thank
please.
you.
Thank you.
Now,
We don't want to talk about Charles Darwin.
Now,
now, what
if
I
we're
was
having
saying.
no, you don't
No,
get
no,
to
no.
say
We're putting you
nothing.
on pause for a
Now
second.
you see. Now
Both
you
of y'all
making
be
assumptions,
You
and I
don't
was
get
quiet.
just
to
trying to
say
clear it up.
nothing right now. You don't
Hold
get to
on.
say
I was
nothing right
trying to
now.
clear
Yeah,
up.
You don't
Talking
you
about
had plenty of time to talk.
nationalism.
I'm
Hey,
finna
hold on,
mute
You
hold
was
on,
you.
hold on.
claiming that we
Hold on
don't
right
need a
quick.
leader, and I was
Hey,
just that's all I was
moderate
saying.
talk.
And I was
Moderate
telling you
Hey,
who
talk.
hey,
your
Cardi,
leader.
you're trying
Takari.
to monopolize the
Hey,
conversation.
Takari,
Stop that,
hold on real
please.
quick. Hold on real quick. Hey,
This is
Mudawa,
6 other people on this on the panel
I
right now.
don't want to save you from Takari right now, even though he whooping you. But hey, Takari, say the fire later, bro. Cause Mudawa getting in the corner. He's soulless. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm gonna find an opponent for you, bro. I mean, you don't gotta beat up and abuse on Mudawa. That's elderly abuse, brother. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say this though. Hey, that's some fire right
Man,
there.
y'all can't stay on subject, bro.
Hey, man, Takari, the truth, you just jealous.
He
But
cannot
that's
stay
my
on
brother
subject. He gonna
Takari. He
be
go
everywhere.
hard. He go hard. You know what I'm
Then he gonna
saying?
be on bars, nigga.
No, he got the bars. But hey, let's go. Let's rock it back. But first, before I do that, it's my favorite critic and my hater, the number one jackass of the day, Paul Pimpin Grillmore. What it do, Paul?
Whoa! Oh, my fault.
Man, fuck
I'm
you.
supposed to clap. I didn't even know I was supposed to clap or not. That's my fault.
Nah, you're not
Go
What's
supposed to
ahead,
going
clap.
on?
Paul.
What's going on? I just wanted to check out the show, get on and see what y'all chopping it up about, and maybe chime in from time to time.
Yeah, man. It's just I don't know
Hey,
how Planet
what have you heard
McDermott know
so
you.
far, Paul? That you
So
want to
what?
discuss?
So what?
What have you heard so far with the? Because it be
I
getting
just came
crazy.
in on I came in on black people don't need a leader and leading ourselves and all that.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. I think we need representation, and if that representation is a leadership role to the world, then I think it's necessary. Um, every
Do you think?
every culture of people have representation, have a leader. Now, when we talk about, I think the problem for Black people is we don't have a country of our own. The only country we have is this United States. So we are a people within this country. Now, I know it's going to sound like that some Moorish talk or some crap like that, but I mean the fact is the fact. Black people, we back when we had people like Dr. King or Malcolm X, and then you had the Haitians had the two, I can't say his name, Tuvant, whatever the heck his name is. They had a representation to the world of their demands and what they want. Now, I'm not trying to come at Mugabe, but I get all the real feel good stuff about self-motivation and self-preservation. I get all of that. But when it comes to dealing with the things that we need in this world and what we want, we can go for all that individually, but there are still things that we might need to do collectively. And there needs to be someone who can go to this table of society, the United Nations, all that stuff, and I'm not, don't limit me to the United Nations. That was just the first thing came to mind. What I'm saying is we as a people, we do need someone to represent us. Now that person may not I don't know, if you think in revolution style, he's probably going to say, I'm not a leader, I'm not this. But then you will have those that will probably eventually take on that role and say, okay, yeah, I'm the face of the Black man and the Black woman. This is what we want. These are our demands and blah, 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 X, Y, Z. What's wrong with that? It doesn't. It's not about religious ideas. Maybe Takari was saying some things about that. I don't know,
It
but
was.
Both
It
you and
was.
I'm
Takari
saying
actually
I'm
missed.
saying I don't. Real
I have
quick.
a first response to the question, right? And I think you and Takari missed my response.
No, I just came in on what Mugabe and Takari was saying. I don't know what
Yeah,
you said.
let me give you this. Let me give you this other perspective. Okay. I referenced Steve Coakley. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, and you can look up this lecture he gave. It's called Black Power, White Finance, and he explains how when we play this leader game, the fucking opposition just gets ahead of us and finances our leaders and puts them in position. So this whole we need one person and a savior, that's not the way to go. Steve Coakley explains we need a coalition where there is no head. So if one person falls, it never matters. There is never a face. Every time it's somebody
Absolutely.
different. And then
Okay.
when I hear Mika, I hear Mika and you doing something similar. You'll say we'll need a leader, and then in the same sentence, you'll say well, we have to do it as a collective. Is it a leader or is it a collective? Is there one
No,
person?
what I said
Is it
was
a coalition?
no. What I said was I said
That's
as opposed.
Go ahead.
I said as opposed to having a collective. That's what
I'm
I
not coming
said.
at you, man. I'm not coming
I
at you. I
didn't.
was just re-explaining what
Okay,
I
okay, but I think you misunderstood me. I said I get it that we should be in this collective mind state. But let me paraphrase what I initially said. I was saying we do need a representation for us as a collective. That's what I said.
we necessarily need one leader or one face. And what Mika was explaining too, she had chimed in and referenced a CEO structure, and structures of different companies. You know, we all need a CEO, and then we have a board of directors. As soon as I finish, if you can respond to me, I'm about to land this plane. But even that, okay, do the same thing, but just take off the CEO. We don't need a CEO. We don't need nobody at the top to say that I founded all of this. The ideology that we want our shit back should just be in everybody's soul and spirit. Like you were saying, it's that warrior spirit. And first, we need to have we don't need a leader. We need everybody to be on the same accord and have the same mindset. It's what the
Absolutely.
goal is. That's it. Like
Okay.
everybody
The
moving
rest
forward.
of that shit is a whole Messiah complex. Let me speak now,
I
please.
got my church finger up.
All right, let me, Mika. I'm gonna let you rock. Matter of fact, I'll go after you, Mika. Go ahead.
Thank you. So,
You
when,
such a gentleman, Mudawa. Go ahead.
what you say, Craig?
I said Mudawa such a gentleman. I said go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. So, I have a few questions for Mudawa and astral projection. Um, because Paul mentioned something that was to me, I think it sounds small, but it's very critical. Can somebody press mute? I hear somebody eating chips or something. What's going on here?
You probably
Mudawa.
hear my TV.
And I
Hold on.
do too. Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to sitting at a table or making alliance or making deals, like because we're not the only people here, you know what I'm saying? So we do have to like maneuver ourselves around, you know what I'm saying? And let's just give a example. Like I own this land, but I need to move through this other land, and I need to talk to the people that get the land. Do I take the whole tribe with me to talk to the whole other tribe, or do we just, send somebody out, to make this, you send someone to talk to the people, you know what I'm saying? You can't send everybody.
But that don't make him the leader of the whole movement, though.
Certain
That's just a
things or
messenger.
make alliances. That's
Nobody
number
has to be the
one.
leader or the face because they're gonna take him out or finance one and put
So
him in position.
so my question is, how would you maneuver through a situation like that without a leader? Like, do you take the whole tribe with you, or do you send someone to sit at that table? It could be we're talking strategically, you know what I'm saying? What would you do in this
I'll
type
give
of
you
But
one
all
example, and then
right.
I'm gonna pass it to Mudawa.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give
go
you an
ahead,
example
brother.
of 300
Go
when they
ahead,
sent
brother.
the messenger. They sent messengers. The leader didn't go anywhere. The person who was supposed to be the leader didn't even go because it wouldn't be safe for him. They want to take him out. So
Right.
I feel the example, but at the end of the day, if it's a coalition and there is no head, everybody knows what's going on and can move accordingly. Nobody can ever be taken out to stop the movement. You know,
I'm gonna give you. I'm
Go ahead,
gonna
Miguel.
give you guys a real live example. I'm gonna give you guys a real live example. There was a leader that was and I'm not using this word derogatorily. I'm just using it as a matter of fact. And in some of his ways was benevolent, and some of his ways were dictatorial. There was a leader that his people loved for the most part. He had some detractors. In recent time, everybody's gonna know this name when I say it. The man name was Gaddafi.
That's who
When
I first thought. So you
yeah,
said
when Gaddafi was killed, what happened to his country? It went
fella.
into utter chaos. It went into utter fucking disarray because that's what happens when you have a leader. All I have to do is take out your leader and your whole organization falls apart. Now, if I say, who's the leader of the United States? You will say, okay, we have a president, Joe Biden, but his ass can get elected and thrown out, put around. That's what works. And I'm trying to get black folks to understand the Messiah complex. You have to get rid of your Messiah complex. The FBI said the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the J. Edgar Hoover said what? I am trying to quell the rise of a black Messiah. Why did he
Okay.
say that? Because let me finish, bro. Let me
But he had
finish.
asked me a question I wanted to
But
respond to. He said
no,
I
but
could, and y'all jumped in.
I let Mika go, then I let the brother
But
go.
he was talking to me. I was supposed to
All
address
right,
him. But
never
go
mind,
ahead,
bro. All
bro.
right, all right.
Finish. Finish. Go. No. You
I'm gonna
started.
start
You
mute right quick.
finish.
What's going
Craig,
on?
where you at, Chris? Where you at?
This shit
No,
crazy, my nigga.
no,
It's
go
like,
ahead,
from my elders.
and
hold on. Oh boy was talking, right? He said, and I want you to respond after me. And before I could say anything, you wanted to talk, then Mika wanted to talk. So I let y'all talk, and now you're gonna go on. So go ahead and finish it. Land your plane. I got
well,
next.
Hey, Paul, I'm back to you, Paul. I got a question to ask
I
after you.
actually gave the floor to Mika so she can speak, and then she start positing questions. But that's another question. That's another topic. But what I'm saying is this: the powers that be know that we are so predictable. We're so well, I'm not gonna go into that. The powers that be know that black folks are easy to manipulate because we have that Messiah. They gave it to us. The motherfuckers gave you your Messiah complex. You didn't have no Messiah complex in motherfucking Africa. You got a Messiah complex when they gave you that goddamn Bible and you start thinking Jesus was gonna come and save you. That's where your Messiah complex came from. That's why you keep looking for a fucking leader. And until you get that shit out of your spirit, out of your mind, out of your thought process, you're going to always be easily manipulated by these motherfuckers. You don't need no leader. And I'm going to give you an example before I close. Look at Bloods and Crips across this motherfucking nation. Who's the leader? And they can't get rid of them motherfuckers. They cannot figure out a way to get rid
Their
of them
leader is the
motherfuckers.
United States of America.
Yeah, I'm using this as an example, Mika.
Perfect example.
I'm using this as an example. The reason why they can't get rid of them is because there is no head to the body.
So you cut the
And,
body
and,
off them.
and
So,
Paul G, because if
so
you're
can
going
I
right back, let me
respond?
stop seeing Paul G for you before he goes. I used to be in the streets all the time. I used to fight a lot. I knew if it was a group of people, I need to find the toughest nigga and rock him first because the other three niggas following him. So once I take the
Exactly.
leader out, they just gonna stand there like, dang, you knocked him out with the one. Well, we was all scared of him, so now we scared of you. Like, you don't want to play this leader game. They already know how to get ahead of that. The CEA has perfected going in and financing and creating leaders and
It's
toppling the
called It's called, the name for it is destabilization,
yeah,
bro.
Okay, can we
destabilization.
hear
You
from
trying to go
Paul
against the
now?
black folks. You keep trying to
Y'all
protect
Hold
just
on. I got something to say.
filibustering now.
Hey,
Y'all
can I
just
speak after
parroting.
Paul?
I'm
Y'all
gonna speak
just
after
Can I
parroting.
Paul.
speak now?
Shout out to
Can I
Kari
speak
for
now?
asking for a turn. That's real decorum right there. Shout out to you because you usually don't do that. Good shit. Go ahead, Paul.
All right. Y'all jumped to something I was going to try to touch on immediately after you asked me, said what you said. I think black people in America have a fear of, we've been thrown a bucket of fear because I know this is not the first time we've talked about having a leader and having that leader killed. If we and our one of our biggest fears is that infiltration, right? Or a leader being put in a position and then all of a sudden having his pocket lined by good white money. And that's one of our fears. And I think we don't put enough faith in our people, and probably by right we shouldn't put faith because some of us can't be trusted. Let's just call it what it is. We speak all these good things. They speak all these good things on our behalf, and before you know it, y'all's favorite black president. Uh, I'm just gonna say it what it is. Didn't make a bunch of promises to us, but we expected it, got nothing. Then we say,
Okay,
well,
Paul.
what?
Good
Hold
point.
on. I'm about to land it. I'm about to land it. I
I'm
get
next,
it.
y'all. I'm
We
next.
we have a whole lot of a big fear about having someone else representing us for that person to be taken down rather than like the United States has a president, vice president like Mika. We don't have that. We haven't been thinking in that process in that manner. We're thinking, no, just one person. Gaddafi had other people, and he had those that were traitors and what have you. Mugabe used the word earlier. I get it. That stuff happens. But if we can be diligent enough, when we talk about our rights as a people, we can talk about what the United States says we can, but what about all that red tape and then those little nuances of hidden racism that they use? We need someone, or maybe we just need good lawyers. I don't know, but I'm just saying I get the leader thing. I'm not opposed to it, but the whole collective thing, not all of us, we're not always on the same page. We're not all on the same page and have the same goals.
So that means
Let me speak right quick.
you're.
All right? Let me
Go
go
ahead,
speak right
bro.
quick.
Okay,
And
Hold on, Mika.
Ratchet is
but
gone.
Sakari
Yeah,
had
but
the
yeah,
floor
yeah.
next, though.
Hold
Honestly.
on,
It's
hold
on
on.
Ratchet, then it's on to Corey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hold on, I
I
said I
got a
was
quick
after
question.
Paul.
I
You
got a
can't
quick
tell me who I'm
question.
after.
We already distinguished that you're after Ratchet because Ratchet already said we already doing that in the time.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, chill, bro.
Get
All right,
Ratchet.
all right.
Okay.
But anyway, was Malcolm X the leader of black people in America?
I think he was considered a leader because of the times and what black people were going through at that time, and collectively, I think yes, he represented a portion of the people. Because again, like I said,
What part of it
hold on,
was?
like I said, real quick, I know all of us don't have the same goals, but for those of us or the majority of us that have the same goals and desires, I think Malcolm represented a
He was the
Okay.
he was the leader. Hold on, he was the leader of the Nation of Islam, which was
No,
a
he
very
wasn't.
small portion.
He wasn't the leader of the Nation of Islam. He was
Yeah,
the
he wasn't
minister
even the
of
leader. Right,
information. It
right.
was Elijah Muhammad was the
Yeah,
leader
it
of the
was the
Nation of
leader.
Islam.
Elijah
He was
Muhammad
the
was the leader of black people.
Malcolm was the minister of information. Get it
Yeah,
correct.
yeah. Facts,
He was
facts.
And
he was the face. He was the person that went out there and spoke to people. He wasn't
Yeah,
the
he opened up all
motherfucking
the
leader.
mosques and shit. Yeah, he the
Right.
one
He wasn't the
opened up all the
motherfucking
mosques and
leader.
shit. Yeah,
Point blank.
yeah,
And
but he was
this is
selling a religion, right?
right.
Yeah, he wasn't the best representation of black people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always tell people Malcolm X, we kind of conflate. Like we wait till these people die and we make them
And
martyrs
then we
and
love
we
them.
say
We
they
love them when they
leadership.
dead. That's what niggas do.
Yeah,
let
Niggas
me
we
love a
ask you.
nigga
for
when he
Messiah.
dead.
them niggas was looked at as troublemakers, and it was, you know, a lot of black people looked at them niggas like, you're being a nuisance.
Right, the average black person did not want to fuck with Martin Luther King, much less Malcolm X.
Yep.
Let's look up the
average
definition of a leader.
No, it ain't we don't gotta look up no definition of leader.
Who gave us
hey, hold on.
some holidays?
Let's see.
Not no black people. That's what y'all need to understand too. How they niggas get a holiday? How did they become the face of that shit? Turn the other cheek and wait for another motherfucking savior. That's what they want.
Yeah, that Messiah complex shit got to go.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Ahead, brother.
You keep talking about a Messiah complex, and this is exactly why we cannot allow atheism to be in the black community, because atheism take away the, first of all, when we talk about a leader, we talk, first of all, when you have a leader, you got an order, and an order comes a structure. This is why every black person that try to be our leader, they always get destroyed, because our enemies know what a leader, the true role of a leader. A leader ain't just somebody that go out there and do things by themselves. They share ideologies, they share solutions and ideas to help their people fight. So that's what a leadership is, and a leader fight with their people. So when y'all talking about, oh, he could just kill that leader and that's it. No, that's not it, because the leader is supposed to provide the solution, the weapon of warfare to fight against the enemy to their people, and they people fight. So through leadership, people will be enabled to fight. When you talking about a Messiah complex, but you're not talking about the atheistic complex of being non-structured and disorganized and disorderly. That's point blank period. This is why when I got on Paradigm Shift the last time, I was talking about how atheism don't got no solution for black people, because our atheism is a dependent on theistic ideology, you know, but they degrade theistic ideology when it comes to the solution for black people. And then y'all out here talking like y'all don't need a leader, but y'all follow some type of ideology. If you follow some type of ideology, meaning you was given a sense of direction, meaning if you follow ideology, you was given a sense of direction, meaning somebody leads you in some way or another in any aspect of your life. So don't tell me that you don't need a leader when you being led somewhere right now in some type of aspect of your life. If you don't need a leader, then get rid of all of the things that gave you the sense of direction to get you where you are today, whether it's economically, whether it's financially. We depend on things because the one that we depend on is the leader and stuff when it comes to different aspects. If we talk about money and things like that, we have to depend on somebody to give us the money, meaning that economically we are being led. When it comes to military power, we have to depend on somebody to help us be able to fight our enemies. You go way longer than anybody, bro. So don't even talk.
No, I don't.
I don't. Yes, you do, bro. You went like 3 times before I even went once. So we ain't gonna talk. So check this out.
Well, anyway,
hold on.
The short is this. You're having a conversation. You think atheism. You think you're dumb enough. You're dumb enough.
Okay,
yes, I am.
So
you're done.
So you get mad because you and your emotions. Because I said something about atheism, but you was talking about a Messiah complex, and I was calm as hell. Now you in your emotions attacking me.
Okay, I had to mute that because we need some order here. I'm sorry, you guys. Y'all are muted right now because the arguing is just too much and it's not structured.
Yeah, mute his goofy ass.
No, mute this dude. This dude is 56 years old and the dude think the way he think. Dan, this is why
I'm gonna stop y'all right now.
Please, 56.
Please. Let's get back on task, okay? It's 2 very valid points. I understand both sides. We don't have to, reduce ourselves to the lower denominator. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has an opinion and everybody's opinion is respected. Let's keep it classy, okay?
Mika, I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think Malcolm X was the leader of black people?
See, maybe because I started this with this leader thing, right? Because I asked a question about leadership, right? And I think we look at this leadership in the wrong light. You know what I mean? And we really need to understand, like when the brother said bring up the definition of leader, we really understand what a leader really is. And I really like this particular definition where it's C right here, to a party member chosen to manage party activities in a legislative body. There's always checks and balances. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it checks and balances. I agree. That is the perfect thing. You gotta have multiple leaders.
So let's just look at the structure of the United States, right? You know, you got your legislation, you got your judicial, you got your executive, and I might be missing one, whatever. But it's different branches, right? And so even though the president is probably dumb as a doorknob or whatever, he can articulate what it is the people is asking when they go to those national conferences. So,
hey Paul, you got 2 accounts open. You know that.
I need to mute somebody. I think I'm this one. Okay.
Nah, I said Paul got 2 accounts open.
When he came in and started doing weird, is that Mudawa? Mudawa, yo, Mike always trash, bro.
Yeah, he's sizzling steaks and stuff over the pan.
Yeah, so I can't even concentrate. I'm like, dang.
We're having a conversation about nationalism with people that I don't understand that. We're having a conversation about nationalism with people that have never studied nationalism, and this is like crazy to me. Like if you ask people what does nationalism mean, most of the people that are disagreeing with me cannot answer that question, or they're gonna have to run to Google and try to figure it out with Google. Like this is crazy
because you ran to Google.
I'm pausing you real quick. So I didn't know we were stuck on nationalism. I thought the conversation
we were on nationalism. We were dead ass
we're
on
still
nationalism. Right.
Yeah,
and I'm saying in order for us to have a conversation, a successful conversation about nationalism, people have to understand the fundamentals of nationalism. Don't you think that's important?
Okay, if you feel like it's important, I'll bring it up. I mean, I didn't know we were still on there. I thought this was a free for all show where
this ain't no like switch topic sheet. When we got a topic, we'll beat that topic down.
Okay, so from my understanding, what was the freaking anyway, they're going nationalism. So talk about it if you want to talk about it. I thought this was an open house.
How do you get to the point?
Open house. So we talking about
an open house, but once we open up a topic, we ain't finna have a nigga just run in here and just start changing the topic. We ain't doing
I understand. Yeah. Okay, so you still on that? I thought we were talking about nationalism. We were talking about we were started talking about the black land, right? Black land. And then I posed a question about what was the fault of the leaders before us. And then we ended up in a conversation about leadership and what does it mean to be leaders. So now I got nationalism, and we can go back to nationalism. And I'll just read it, and then we can go.
And then a particular person came in and threw a whole straw man. As if atheism.
Get back on nationalism, bro. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Bro, you started talking about religion.
Oh God, here we go again.
This is crazy.
Read that boy Mike.
And since y'all still around, can I talk about
look
music?
at Martin Luther King as a religious leader, but I do look at Malcolm X as a religious leader.
Now,
Dr. King was a religious. He got his doctorate in theology.
He had a religion, but I think he cared about all black people. All black people.
He kept. Dr. King brought up God.
He only cared about The nation of Islam. Join the nation of Islam.
Now, when it comes to this nationalism thing,
So my
okay,
question
you see
is,
the
who
definition
is
right
the
here, right?
leader of? Yeah, what does it say, bro?
Well, it says identification with one's own nation, support for its interests. Okay, now we don't need a leader. What all we need is a damn memo out with some basic key points of what Black people need to be focused on as a collective. Like you said, we don't need a leader. If everybody's moving toward like step one, stop spending money with these other cultures, start spending money with each other, so we can build an economic structure for ourselves. Things like that help
Right.
get us better footing. That's
Yeah,
what we
like
need a
yeah.
leader try to speak for us, and then when he dies, we gotta wait 30 more motherfucking years to make any type of progress. They've set that shit up like that for y'all to keep buying into that shit. And again, it's insanity to keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. So
But that's why I said. But that's why I said if we thought like this nation thought, like the people, like the people, the founders of this nation thought, you got a president, a vice president. Oftentimes, what we do is we find that one person, and that's it. We don't want nobody else outside of that one person. That's our problem. It's a defeatist mentality of if we get one person and that
yeah,
person dies, that's it. We don't need it set up with one person. You need a president, a vice president, a secretary of state,
A
all that,
body. You need
or
a body.
something, a body of people.
Yeah, body.
That's the thing. And we're talking about national
Everybody don't have a say
and
so.
hold on
You
real
need a
quick.
body.
And when we're talking about nationalism, or a nation is a group of people that is led by a person that represents those people. And
bro,
you guys are saying, no, we don't need that. I'm not saying
no,
you need
no.
one.
Who told you that a nation had to be ran by one person? Even this
I didn't
government
say that.
itself
I
has
didn't say that. I said that's the way you guys say make it
okay.
sound. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if you was agreeing or disagreeing with me.
No, I
Okay.
said you're making it sound because I started saying we need something like what this country has: president, vice president, secretary of state. We need
I agree.
a That's what I'm saying. And
I
you
agree.
guys, you guys are saying no, if we have a leader and that person dies, that's it. Well, not if you got a second in command. Not if you got a third in command. And if these people can be trusted. But again,
Can I say something, Paul? Can I say something,
we're a
Paul? Before you,
fearful people. I'm done. Go ahead, bro. I'm done. Go ahead.
Before you even get to that point, which I'm not agreeing with, you have to have, I'm speaking nationalism talk right now. You have to have your Declaration of Independence. Your
Right.
Declaration of Independence is not going to be written by one person. It's going to be written by your so-called intellectuals of your community. This is who we
Agreed.
are. This is who we are. This is what we stand for. This is how we're moving. So if your president, because you don't have a president yet, you have generals. That's what George Washington was. George Washington was a general that got elevated to president once the nation became independent. So, and I'm saying that to say that niggas want to just go straight to having a leader. You want a motherfucker to write the Declaration of Independence, write the Constitution, tell you what to do, and you just follow directions. That's the Messiah complex that
Okay, but
Negroes
that's
have.
not. I
Let
get
me
that, but
finish,
that's
bro.
not what.
Let me finish, Paul. That's in a nutshell the Messiah complex that Negroes have. They don't want to put in any of the footwork that's involved in nation building or at least community building. I ain't even gonna say nation building because y'all ain't even ready for that. What's involved for community building? They want somebody to do every other aspect of it, and then they just sit back and reap the benefits or talk about the motherfucker when it don't work. And that's not how any of this shit works, man.
I agree, and I am not saying I think a leader will write all that. I never said that. I said I think we need an office of leadership where there are different. You have a head, a second in command, third, and all that. Now I understand completely that you need a group of people to write down these demands and all these other things. Ice Cube had a plan for Black America. that got shot down. I think that it probably would have been a great plan. And he said, anybody can add to it. Let's add to this thing. But nobody wanted to jump on that. So I understand how that works. I'm simply saying leaders, every nation has leaders. That's all I'm saying. And since we're talking about this small pocket of community in Black America, it's like, okay, well, we got leadership. We got the United States government. But now we need to set aside different laws for ourselves, but we don't want nobody else sitting at that table for us for whatever reason. I think it's because we're fearful that, you know, somebody's going to get in there and be swayed to the other side and not do all the things that we put them there to do. A lot like the politicians we vote, a lot like the politicians we vote for. We vote for someone and they don't do nothing they said they're going to do.
But what I'm saying, bro, like, I understand why we having this conversation, and I completely get it. But like, you can't put the cart before the horse. You can't. In the context of what we're talking about, you can't expect to have a leader, and I'm using my air quotes, before you have a code of conduct. And until you, the first order of business is producing a code of conduct and getting as many motherfuckers on code as we can. And you can't just go from being out here willy nilly to motherfuckers talking about Paul is our leader. A leader of what? What is the code of conduct? What is he pushing? Like, we gotta stop. That mentality comes from a Messiah complex, bro. And I don't know why the youngster is getting mad at that. Like, he took offense to that, and if he just but that, I understand why, because he's not familiar with these types of conversations.
He's definitely not.
Once you start being familiar,
First of all, none of y'all is familiar with these type of conversations.
Once you start being familiar, with these type of conversations, you'll understand what I'm talking about, and you'd be like, "Hey, man, that old ass nigga was on point right there." You're gonna be forced to say that. You're gonna be forced to say it. You're not gonna agree with me.
Let me ask a question to you, Madawa and Astral Projection, right? Because have you guys ever been a part of a board before?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about, though. But we don't need a leader. There is no leader on the board. Okay. There is no the one.
There's no leader on the board.
There is. I'm explaining to you how.
No, it's the
I'm explaining to you war strategy prevent destabilization of a movement.
And this is exactly what I'm talking about y'all not knowing about nationalism or anything like that. Y'all don't know about no nationalism. That's crazy. Y'all don't know about no nationalism, bro.
On them wanting a one. And you keep trying to bring atheists into this, like, that ain't got nothing to do.
No, so hold on, wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. Why he can sit here and keep talking about a Messiah complex all the time, but when we talk about an atheist complex, it's a problem? I sat here and let him talk about the Messiah complex for like 5-6 times, but then when I bring up an atheist complex, now you mad. First of all, yes, it is a such thing as an atheist complex. An atheist complex is somebody that
get into Larry Hoover. Since we're
listen. Because first of all,
it was how. Now you see how Larry Hoover, and they got Larry Hoover in his supermax for the rest of his life. Have the GDs fell off yet? No, because what did he do? He put out that doctrine, and that doctrine is the fucking memo for everybody. Okay, we don't need. That's all we need, and that's why their slogan is: "We don't die, we multiply." You can't. It don't matter. Take one out, 10 more of them pop up. That's literally
That's good.
Bro, this is why I'm saying you don't understand about leadership. This is why I'm saying you don't understand about leadership. The leadership ain't just about people depending on one dude to do everything for them. That's not what leadership is. Y'all don't understand what true leadership is. True leadership will go to the people. True leadership will go to the people. It's not just one person. It's a community of people
The original
leading.
question posed was asked specifically about certain people. So no, you don't get to play that.
So that's why I'm saying, yo, you don't understand anything about leadership.
The name go wrong.
You need to go listen. You need to go find out what leadership is before you can have this type of conversation.
The question.
Go find out what leadership is first, because you out here thinking that one leadership is one person doing everything. That's not true.
No disrespect. You the youngest person.
We can't have everybody talking over each other because we can't hear.
Hello, big.
You can ask about specific leadership, Takari. She didn't ask about.
Pause up for a second, because y'all going. They got three people talking over each other, and it sounds like a bunch of noise. And you do want people to hear what you got to say, you know. So everybody get a chance.
Go ahead, Takari. You got 1 minute, Takari.
Dang, nah, I got a time. I'm the only one that get a time on how long I go. Okay.
I got to bring out a notepad because you go so long. You change the topic.
No, I don't. Y'all go. Don't. First of all, bro, can you shut up, bro? Can you mute his mic so I can go?
Let him get it out. You got 1 minute, bro. Everybody.
First of all, I didn't get off topic. When I came on here, y'all was talking about leadership, and I was just telling Mudawa that he do got a leader, and I was explaining how he got a leader. So how am I off topic? All I said was Mudawa got a leader in a conversation about leadership. So that's not off topic, and I was explaining why he had a leader. That's number one.
That's assumption, though, bro. That's assumption.
No, that's not an assumption. That's not an assumption. But
what does Charles Darwin have to do with nationalism? Go. Let him have 5 minutes. Don't nobody interrupt him.
This is not about Charles Darwin. This is no. I'm not going for no 5 minutes. I'm not going for no 5 minutes. I'm just saying that all I said was you can't say you don't got a leader, because you do have a leader, and I just explained why you had a leader, because you follow somebody on a certain type of ideology. Even if you wanted to say evolution of Africa, I'm not trying to talk about evolution. I'm talking about leadership, and you got a leadership, bro. That's all I said. This wasn't about evolution. This was just a reason, because that's one of your main ideologies, and you got a leader behind that. I mean, for that determined everything and did everything for you to have your ideology. So you have a leader. That's all I said. So that's not being off topic.
Now that you made that statement, let me finish, bro. Now that you make that statement, you're factually incorrect. No one that studies evolution, I just want to say that this gonna be like this gonna be.
But I agree with 95% of what Moody Wise say, but he is not my fucking leader.
Okay,
he's not my fucking leader.
Right, and guess what? Just because you might agree with some of Charles Darwin's principles of change over time, that's it. Change over time. That don't make that motherfucker your leader. It's the dumbest argument in the world, bro. You're having a horrible argument, young brother. You're having a horrible argument. If we say that, okay, yeah, Charles Darwin was right about change over time. We get that. Everybody gets that. But ain't nobody sitting up here saying that's my motherfucking leader. Nobody says that. Nobody says that in the remotest way. That's coming from the Christian community that's anti-evolution, that said, oh my God, these motherfuckers believe in yada, yada, yada. That's y'all doing that.
Fam, listen, if you had to wait on somebody to give you an idea, give you aspects or knowledge of certain things, he led you to that. So meaning that he your leader in that aspect.
Like 150 years
so
ago.
Check this out. Even if you wanted to talk about the African guy, you led by the African guy on evolution. You got a leader.
Crazy, bro.
That's what he.
You know what?
It doesn't matter, but he still was a leader. He still was a leader because he came with an ideology and people followed it.
Jesus to come back. Ain't nobody waiting on Charles Darwin to come back, bro.
real
shit,
quick.
y'all waiting on the white guy to come with a new
Hey,
ideology, come with a
hey,
new
as
system of
incorrect
economics and shit,
as
other things like that.
as incorrect as good brother Takari is, I do get what he's trying to say. Although he's incorrect, I get his
You
point.
sound like Timothy is 60-40, bro. You sound like
Well, the reason why I see his point is what he's talking about is an idea, right? Whether Mugabe or anyone supports that idea on a whole is not the entirety of it. Just the fact that let's say I'll say this. Darwin could be considered the father of evolution, and with him being the father of evolution, and you have people flocking to it and studying it and saying, "Oh yeah," and now they are practitioners or studiers of evolution, and they're doing all this evolution talking. I get what Takari's saying. I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying I get his point.
I am right. What are you talking about? I am right. If you follow something, that means that if you follow something, that means you was led by it. If you led by it, that means there was a leader that led you to that.
Yeah, but here,
So
Takari,
it's a
however,
leader, whether you like it or not. Hey,
Takari,
no, nigga, that's
hold
nigga, that's a
Takari,
stupid argument to you because you got caught slacking, you got caught slipping, you got caught.
But although I get your point, I have to agree with everyone else, Takari, that Darwin is not a leader. But I get what you're trying to say. This is what
Everybody get
Mugabe
what
is
he's trying to
saying.
say, and he failed horribly.
He even said the African guy that came. Listen, he even said the African guy that discovered evolution. You follow him. If he was the one that established this, you follow him. Nobody was talking about no.
Listen to me,
Listen,
Corey.
nobody. Listen, hold on. Listen, bro. Listen, because you like to talk. Listen, because you like to talk over everybody and think you can dominate the
follow
conversation.
English? Do you follow English because you're using it?
Listen,
you're using English. Do you follow English?
Yes,
Huh?
English is his
Nigga,
leader.
that's a stupid question.
Is English your leader?
That's a stupid fucking question.
No, it's not. It's just as stupid
your
as the
question,
shit you just said, man. It's just as stupid.
No, the shit that you said all night is stupid. That's why I had to come up here and correct you.
This.
I think y'all
somebody
just
mute
want to
you.
have a religious
Mute
discussion.
this
That's
nigga,
what I think
Mika.
y'all
He
want to
didn't
have.
derail the
This nigga
conversation
is tripping.
into some stupid
Hey, y'all
shit.
notice how he just came over here,
I'm
took over
muted
the
both of
show,
y'all
wilding out, talking over everybody. We had a good flow.
We had a build until that nigga
I
came
don't like
over
bullies,
here.
nigga.
I'm finna fall
Not being a
asleep.
bully,
Hold
nigga,
on,
because niggas want to dump you on your fucking neck.
That's crazy. That's crazy getting this nigga all these goddamn. That's crazy getting this
Man,
nigga all
what?
these
Hold
titles.
on. I'm back now. Hold up. I'm back
My
now.
whole life, I beat all the bullies up, nigga.
That bullshit.
I never been a bully. I love beating bullies up. I love a motherfucker that want to bully
Stop
somebody.
letting stupid people in the chat, man. What's wrong with
Then
y'all?
get the fuck out the chat then.
I'm gonna move both of y'all off.
The fuck? Get the fuck out the chat. Lead by example. Get out the chat.
You've been missing. You've been missing, nigga.
Can we get some order? God damn.
Hold on.
I want to change the subject.
Hold on. Everybody be quiet. Classy trying to speak.
Hold on. I'm back.
Yeah, work.
I got a better reception. I just want to say this, man. The car whooping y'all asses. That's number one. Y'all can't get mad about it.
Don't start no shit, Craig.
Bro, stop being sarcastic, because that's what keeps him going.
But see,
Stop being sarcastic. He don't know sarcasm. He think you being honest. Tell that stupid nigga to shut the fuck up.
That's crazy, because this nigga is 50. This nigga is 56 years old, and I'm smarter than this nigga.
Hold up. I gotta say this though. But this is the open house, man. And one thing about the open house, I'm gonna tell you this, right? Y'all gave me some ideas. Now Mudawa, that leadership and the Messiah complex, you know what I'm saying? Ratchet and me talk about these different complexes that people have. Now I didn't really know how deep that went. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely going to be a topic. You see what I'm saying? That's something that's definitely going to be a topic. Another thing that we do got coming up, we do have a lot of presentations coming up too, right? and we are going to have many builds. You see what I'm saying? It's not just going to be just this. It's not going to be kind of disorderly, a little bit like this. You know, it's kind of wild a little bit, but we are going to have a lot of structure when it comes down to the whole effing show. But
you mean there's going to be some leadership?
It's gonna be.
You know what, Paul?
It's gonna be.
Paul.
Hold on, Paul. I got something for you. I wouldn't say leadership necessarily. I would just say it would be order and it would be an understanding. You see what I'm saying? It would be a common unity amongst the community. You know what I mean? But you see how I split it out of that. But my thing is right here, right? One thing we're gonna have, and I was talking with A1, so A1 can direct it. You know what I'm saying? He's like the engineer, master of ceremony, and you know what I'm saying, a main host. I was gonna have something called Friday Night Fights. It was gonna be like an open panel just like this, right? Everybody's welcome. You see what I'm saying? Whether they pseudo, whether they factual, you know what I'm saying? Whether they're a believer or unbeliever,
That shit is
you know
this
what
shit
I'm saying?
trash, Craig. It's trash. Adults don't adults don't converse like this. Hold on, let me say this,
I'm gonna
please.
kick your ass off the stage.
Okay, let me say this. Let me say this, please. Can I say this, please?
You could be 56 years old and still be a kid.
Can I say this, please? You, if you want to have a dialogue with people that can disagree with each other without being disrespectful, you have to know who you have on your panel. Like this is like really simple stuff. You can't invite people that's gonna be doing all that nigga shit, man. That's that lion's den nigga shit. Get them people out of your system so you can have I think you want to show that people will be like, hey, I want to listen to them. I want to see what they're talking about. Those are some intelligent black folks. But you got a motherfucker comparing nationalism to atheism. And y'all sitting up here letting it happen.
Okay.
But God be saying y'all gotta
You
have some
compare
effective.
nationalism to religion.
No, hold
What
on.
are you talking about?
Hold on,
Everybody's opinion is respected and welcome. We don't have to just because we don't agree, we can agree to disagree. But we need to be able to have people talk and talk about the things that they learned on their journey. So if you in nationalism, that's cool, fine, understood. And if he thinks that, cool, fine, understood. But the mudslinging and who should be here, who not, that's up to the whole fucking show to decide. You know what I'm
And
saying?
two words for y'all. Effective communication.
Hey, see, hold on, but check this out too. Now, check this out, right? One thing I do have, you know what I'm saying? There is I know who can be on and who can't be on together, you know what I'm saying? And trust me, you know what I'm saying, I kind of took that into preparation, you know what I'm saying? But tonight is kind of special, everybody's welcome. But you'll see, I'll talk with you about it, you know, because Ratchet and me did have this talk before. But I'm just saying, you know, when we had a Friday night fights or whatever, it's a little bit more of a free fall, you know. But there are going to be some things that just structured, you know, different to everybody's forte. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, that's pretty much all I got to say with that, man. But anyway, back to the build, you know.
I want to debate Sakari, man. I'm tired of his shit, man.
Bro, you got smoked by Leandre, bro. You're not even ready.
Leandre didn't
bro,
debate
you got
me. That nigga ran, bro.
You got rain. You always thinking somebody ran. You always thinking somebody ran. I literally saw that discussion, bro. I literally saw that discussion, bro. That didn't make no sense, bro.
There you go.
We don't need
you here, and I'm talking
with him because
right. Look,
Jesus Christ believed his buddy.
In other news, guess where I was today, y'all? I went to the Hip Hop Museum and I saw all the little memorabilia and everything. It was so turned up, like a little club and everything.
What did you learn?
Oh, that's fine.
What did you learn, Mika?
I learned because I am hip hop. I live hip hop.
That's why your hair green.
Yeah, you know, I got the shirt on.
I don't think they're very Hebrew. I don't think they're very Israelite of you.
Huh?
I don't think they're very Israelite of you.
Music is Israelite music.
I hold y'all to these religions prejudices y'all have.
I'm not a religious, bro.
Hey,
And you know what? I got a bone to pick with you, Ratchet, but I ain't even gonna air our dirty
Yeah, don't do me, don't do me. You gonna weed on I want to get you behind the scenes so I can weed. But anyway,
but let me say this though. So A1, you said you wanted to challenge Takari to a debate.
A1, wake up. He fell asleep.
Let me guess. He want to debate the Bible. Let me guess.
What you want to debate Takari about?
I was going to debate off the things that he said tonight. He said atheism is a belief system. I was talking about
I didn't say atheism was a belief system. I said y'all depend on belief systems.
Talk about tonight. We can debate any of that shit. Nationalism.
Hey, I said y'all depend on belief systems.
No, he said atheism has a leader. He said atheism has a leader.
No, I didn't say atheism had a leader. What are you talking about?
Yes, the fuck you did. Yes, the fuck you did.
Okay, nigga, whatever.
You started with evolution.
With meaning or
I started off saying that he had a leader.
Right.
And I explained why he had a leader.
You started with evolution. Hold on, real quick. He started with evolution, which you equated to atheism because you said just like
bro, are you gonna
evolution.
overlook the fact that I came in and said he had a leader?
No, I'm saying where he got to where the atheist thing came from, bro. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Because when you said evolution, you also alluded to and mentioned atheism, which you potted them together. That's why the brother's saying that the atheism thing, because you did pot that with the conversation.
Look,
That's
all
all
I
I'm
said
saying.
about atheism, I said just why we should allow atheism in the community when it comes to talking about nationalism. That's all I said.
Right. That's
all I said.
I'm just listening.
Because if he can talk about it, bring up a Messiah complex or a Jesus complex, whatever you want to say, in a conversation about.
Can we have the two brothers talk? So we can
I go first this time?
Hold on. I want to do this right quick.
How you doing that?
I want to do this right quick.
Can Craig get out when Craig got to get out because y'all just keep over talking Craig.
I'm gonna do this right quick.
You need some respect on this platform.
I appreciate you, Mika. That's why I ain't gonna let Ratchet abuse you behind the scenes. But
no, I'm on his ass. I'm on his ass because he's been dodging me too long, and I'm in my feelings about it now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, he has. But take this.
It's just a sellout. You a sellout.
Hey, A1, we could debate the Bible versus atheism. Which one is best for black people?
Hey, so hold on, check this out.
No, we're not gonna ask no questions right now, Takari. I feel
we are gonna talk in the messages, and we're gonna figure out what we're gonna debate about.
Hey, so how about we do it like this, right? Do y'all want to have a preliminary right now, and talk about your grievances, so then we can set it up? Since this is a whole effing show and it's on the spot.
I'm timing y'all motherfuckers too. And you gotta respect the timer. I'm a timer.
Yeah. All right, so Mika's important, so she
there you go.
You know what I'm saying? So that who wanna go first? All right, A1, you first, because you A1.
Craig, how many minutes you want to go?
Atheism versus the Bible or atheism versus nationality? I really just want to respond to him bringing up the atheist complex versus a Messiah complex. Taught to believe that.
Yeah, let's call it that.
We're talking about a Messiah complex, the belief that some dead guy from 2,000 years ago is coming to crack the sky from some realm that nobody else can see to save us. Okay, that's a Messiah complex. Now, atheism isn't a complex. Atheism is literally, hey, you guys haven't proved your claim, so I have no reason to say that this is real yet. That's not a belief system. That's not none of that. And people keep trying to make us believers in something because they failed to make us believe in what they believe in. That's not gonna cut it. And I don't like people doing that. Atheism is not a belief system. Atheism is the lack of one, actually. And that's what people like. When people say that shit, they sound silly. How much time do I have left, Mika?
I didn't even get the timer started. You just started.
Oh, no, you got 30 seconds, Mika.
Go ahead.
That was a mic drop right there, bro. That was a whole mic drop right there. That was game over, bro.
Thank you.
No, it ain't game over because Takari ain't responding yet. Y'all got Takari.
First of all, my response is the Bible versus atheism. which one is best for black people? Set it up.
Oh God, damn, we heard that 100 times, bro.
I'll still do it because it's an easy win for me. I
All
win.
right,
I want to
all
be
right.
No,
12.
bro,
Give me
don't
12
nobody.
years.
That's don't rehash that bullshit. Don't rehash.
Hey, we heard that.
That's
It's
a plunger.
JJD.
All right.
Nah,
That's
cause
all
I'm
it is.
interested.
JJ
I'm
said
interested.
1,000
Nah,
and
cause I'm interested to see what
100
atheism
times.
gonna do for the community. Cause I
Move
know
on.
if he debate this topic, he just gonna spend his time in the
Hey,
Bible,
hey,
and he ain't gonna
JJ did
show you
that topic
exactly how.
700 times. I'm sick of
No,
that
no, no,
topic.
no.
We
JJ
we've
900.
did
seen that shit.
atheism.
We've seen that
No,
shit a
JJ
thousand times.
Y'all don't
JJ
have
did atheism.
no self control. Y'all don't have
No,
no
Hey,
self
listen,
man.
control.
JJ did atheism versus theism. That's what he did. He didn't do atheism versus the
He
Bible.
did. He used the whole. He used
Man, get the
everything.
No,
fuck
no.
out of
He
here,
started
bro.
using some white. He started using some white theological scientists to talk about intelligent design.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a whole different
Bro,
thing.
knock it off,
Everybody's
bro.
gonna have a
Knock it off, bro.
conversation
That
like I have
we've
with
And
heard
he
that
he,
shit a
he
thousand
used he
times,
used
man.
the Bible versus
Man, I don't care. I don't care. People got their certain.
Bible
People
and
got their
the
certain ways
Bible
to
theology.
versus
debate it.
this. I'm
They're
sick of
Some
the
people.
fucking
Some people
Bible.
got their certain ways to debate it. The reason you hear that a thousand times because atheists say that
Hey, what
there.
about Hebrew Israelite versus Hebrew Israelite versus atheism?
That's what the Bible is
No,
about. Hebrew
nationalism
No,
is
you
the
Israelites,
can't
topic.
use Christians, nigga.
huh?
You don't like Christians.
Okay.
What Christians got to do with that?
You can't use Christians. You can't use the black church, nigga. Take it to black church first.
Okay, real
Bruh, the
quick.
topic is nationalism, not atheism.
Yeah, I wanna hear more about the nationalism topic, man.
Podcast move to wide. We don't just stay on like the conversation got to evolve at some point, and we gave
What
you an
I'm saying, no,
opportunity.
what I'm
Y'all
saying is
fucking
for their
trying to
for their
know shit
discussion,
about no
Mika.
nationalism, bro. Y'all
What I'm
fucking
saying
around.
for their discussion, the conversation should be about nationalism versus whatever the fuck he wants to say. That's where it went wrong. It wasn't about atheism. Don't let this nigga come in and dictate
And it
the
wasn't about no
conversation
damn.
with
It
some
wasn't about
wrong
no
shit.
Messiah. It
Both of
wasn't
y'all
about
need
no
to pause
Messiah.
because I'm finna make y'all lead a damn panel in a minute. I just need to ask a question to the panel real quick.
Okay. Now
God,
don't ask the question to the panel. Ask the question to Kyrie and
yeah,
A1.
to the atheists and the whoever, whatever, Takari and A1. I'm trying to ask a question, y'all, but y'all gotta practice some self control so we can get. Because I see both sides, you know what I'm saying? Practice some self-control. Let me ask the questions and then y'all answer them and I'll time y'all on it. It's so easy. Everybody get a chance to speak, right? Okay. Even Mudawa, if you want to jump in, I'll time you too, brother. Okay, so just let me ask the question because I personally am an Israelite, and so I want to know why do, and this is to Mudawa and astral projection, even you, Ratchet, because I know you're an atheist too. Why do atheists have always want us to prove God exists if they feel like, or whatever they belief is that there's God or whatever? Why do those that believe have to prove to them that there is one? Where does the burden of truth fall on? Us or y'all? The believers or the non-believers?
Can I answer that real fast?
Wait a minute. Don't answer yet. Okay, I'm putting you on the timer. Go.
I mean, this is real simple. Tonight, nobody had that conversation. Secondly, if you make an extraordinary claim, you have to provide extraordinary evidence. If you're saying that your God exists, if you're saying that your God exists, we need evidence of it. If you can't provide evidence of it, that's okay. That's okay. Not a problem. You just have to say this is. You just have to say this is my faith. In faith, I believe in God. They have the
Bible, bro.
No. Can I finish, Craig? We know that that's not a reliable. We know that that's not a reliable source by any metric. We know that. We know that. So it's like it's not a bad thing. It's just like, hey, you're making this claim, you're making this assertion. The burden of proof is on the person making the affirmative assertion. Like when you go to court, hey, Mika, I'm accusing you of killing John Doe. If I'm accusing you, hold on, I'm almost done.
Brother. That's
I'm almost done. I'm almost. I
Gotta be
didn't know I
quick.
had. Can I wrap it up? If I'm
You got
accusing
30
you of,
seconds.
if I'm a,
30
God damn, if I'm
30
accusing you of killing John Doe, I have to provide evidence that you killed John Doe, or you get to go home.
That's tie right
That's
there.
it.
We don't do that because you gotta. When you say tie, you gotta let them get the last little 3
Hey, what's
sentences
up, bro?
out.
Okay.
You can't cut them out
So
in mid-flight.
Ashton.
Come on.
Oh, we got a tough question up in here. Yeah, I gotta answer this, but wait, we can't answer it yet because we want to hear from astral projection from the other question that I asked.
I'm
Go.
sorry. Can you ask the question one more time, real quick, please?
Who does the burden? Oh God, I gotta delete these timers. Y'all got me running all the time. Where does the burden of truth lie on the believer or the non-believer?
Again, like I just had a whole debate on this that he said somebody smoked me on who was afraid to show up. It's 53 seconds. The burden of proof, and this was in part of my opener slide. The burden of proof is on the person making the claim. If I say unicorns with purple horns and blonde hair exist, it is up to me to prove that claim. The person that I'm telling it to doesn't have to prove it true or false. Okay, so the believer is the person who has to prove the claim. When people try to switch it around, that's called shifting the burden of proof. It's a shifting the burden fallacy. It's a fallacy, and don't do that. And another thing, you don't try to prove a negative. You're not can't prove the non-existence of somebody if they were never here. Like you're not gonna find that either. So show you evidence of a motherfucker who never existed. Where would I get that from? It's just not a logical line of, it's not something that you do. Never do that. So yeah, he would have the burden of proof if he's on that. Because I'm not a believer.
Okay.
And he has to convince me.
Okay. Takari, a minute. Who does the burden?
Ask the car.
Takari.
Well, I'm gonna say this: if it depends on it depends on the topic. If the topic is do God exist, the theists do have to have the burden of proof. This is why I don't debate atheists on whether God exists or not, because it's gonna be the theists that have to do all the work, and the atheists ain't really got to do nothing. So if I debate an atheist, I'm gonna have to debate them on something that they gotta stand on and something that we gotta stand on. The reason a lot of atheists always want people that believe in the Bible or theistic people to believe something, to prove something, or to have the burden of proof on them because they don't got nothing to prove themselves. You know what I'm saying? So they hide that by putting
You're
all the
right.
proof on you. You know what I'm saying? So since that's the case, that's why I say, because even if a lot of atheists, like say for instance, if I debate an atheist on the Bible versus atheism, and that's why I wanted to debate that topic, because I'm interested to see what atheism can bring to the community, because even if atheists try to lean on science
Hey,
or
what's up, y'all?
philosophy,
All
I'm
right.
almost finished, science or
There we go
philosophy,
back.
well, that's not synonymous to atheism, because theistic people already did that first. So,
Oh man. Preach, Takari, preach.
Okay, well,
Somebody, you got a fan back here, Takari.
Takari just said that he doesn't debate
in the name of Jesus.
But I just want the record.
Hey, Takari. You got him, Takari. You got them, Takari. Yeah,
Bro, do not speak sarcastically to that nigga, bro.
I'm gonna say why he got y'all.
Okay, you guys, I gotta get out of here.
Hold on, Mika. I'm gonna say how he got them. He got them because he is purely on belief and faith right now. So it's kind of hard. He don't want to do his God because he can't prove that his God is
Exactly.
No, I can prove that. No, I can prove that, but I just don't want to be a person that have to do all the work in the debate, and they can't do nothing, and they ain't got to do nothing. So I'm not opposed to. I'm not like listen. If I debate and have to listen, if I have to debate, do God exist? I wouldn't have a debate title, do God exist? I would put intelligent design versus evolution. Meaning they're going to have to prove evolution, and we're going to have to prove intelligent design.
We don't want
What you say?
intelligent design when you go in the metaphysical world.
So you atheists want You atheists want us to do all the work,
Oh shit.
and y'all don't
So
have
the
to do
atheism
nothing. That's
can show you why it
no.
don't make no
saying
That's
sense
atheist.
like listen,
according to your
listen.
scripture.
That's just
You
like
can use your own shit against you and tell you
that's what I'm
why
Bro,
that
saying.
shit don't make
You
no
won't.
sense.
why don't you let
That's
him get
doing
it
the
out?
work.
Let him get the stupid shit out, bro. Let him get the stupid shit out.
Damn, nigga, well, shit, you got all your stupid shit out, so shit. I don't know what you
Okay,
talking about.
y'all
So
was
anyway,
doing good. Now y'all done messed up.
We just
Y'all
all
nah,
want to
done.
be
that's
able to
that's
show you
Mudawa
your
Magabe
manners.
in his
Stop
feelings
lying.
because
So hold
It
so
took
hold on
your
right
2 minutes
quick.
and you still fucking talking, nigga.
So hold on right quick. Hold on right quick. Hold on
damn,
right
you
quick.
fucking mad? You that mad?
Hold on
Nigga,
right
not
quick. Hold
lying
on
for
right
shit.
quick.
You won't even let a nigga respond to you.
Oh, Chris,
Nigga,
Chris,
shut your
Chris,
ass up. You
Chris,
smoke
Chris.
way more
Everybody
than
shut
me,
the fuck
nigga.
up.
Man,
Hold on, Takar.
just
Hold on,
had
The
two
baby.
fuck
minutes
up.
to answer and
Shut
ask
the
her
fuck
a
up,
question.
nigga.
Save for the
What's going
debate.
on with your attention, nigga? She had to
Save
repeat the question. I
for
did my 2 minutes and you still going after yours.
hey, save for the debate, brothers. But check this out. So Kama asked, what constitutes a reliable source? I guess that's a question for the whole panel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, she asked what constitutes a reliable source, and anybody can answer.
I say
You know what I'm
primary
saying?
sources,
Okay, so
first-hand account, all the hands-on evidence and things like that.
We got new shoes, man.
The
I
answer to
wanted
the
to
question,
respond. I don't know how that nigga's still talking.
the answer to the question is based on what is being questioned.
Yep. And for the
okay.
record, Takari said
The
that he will not
criteria the
debate the matters
criteria the
with the
criteria to the answer, it changes depending on what the question is. Some questions have scientific evidence. Some questions have uh, 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 legal evidence. Some questions have other evidence. It depends on what the question is. That's what determines what the reliable evidence is.
Mm, okay, yeah. They said that question was for you since since they said the Bible wasn't one. Okay. All right. So check this out, right?
Yeah, the Bible is the claim, not the evidence.
so check this so,
Correct.
so check this out, right? So A1 and Takari, we gonna set that up, man, with y'all debate. We'll probably
Nah,
have y'all.
I think you should hash it out right now. Don't let
Yeah,
that
because
nigga run,
Takari like
bro.
to run. He ran on Haru.
Nah, Takari ain't no one runner, man. Come on,
First of
man.
all,
Let
I had 12 debates. First of all, I had 12 debates. Second of all, and you talking about that man Rand, bro? After he beat you up, I would tell you weren't worthy
Who
of a debate
who
neither.
beat me up?
Leon, bro,
He
you
never
got
debated me. You
exposed,
forgot he didn't show up?
bro. No, we
Yeah,
talking
Bro,
about
you didn't let me
discussion.
got
show up
that
for the
part.
debate.
We talking about you died in a
Classic Ratchet.
discussion.
Update this man on what happened with the debate.
Uh,
I
bro,
He
know.
can go to
we
Paradigm
talking
Shift
about
and watch the show.
the discussion. We talking about the discussion.
Yeah,
You got your ass whooped
obviously
on
he
that
ran that
discussion.
nigga out.
Bro, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Of
Who
course you ain't
cares
gonna
about a
know what I'm
discussion? You
talking
wasn't
about.
when I brought the sources out. That's all that
You
matters,
was
man.
exposed, bro. You was
Man,
exposed of trying to
nigga,
read gay shit
stay
into some shit,
focused, nigga. You
and he
all
went
over
and
the
pulled
place. That
that
ain't got shit
strong
to do with what we
concordance out
talking about
and
right now. We
started
talking
getting
about
on your
debate.
Yeah.
ass.
We can't
Hey,
talk a debate with this nigga
I
because he's
remember
talking
that
about
shit.
a
That
nigga
shit
who
was
didn't show
funny
up
as
to a
hell.
debate with me in the past.
That shit
What
was
the fuck is you
funny as
talking
hell.
about?
That
but
nigga
hold
was
on. But
exposed
hold
for
on.
reading gay shit
Nigga,
into a
stay
text.
focused, nigga.
So
Ain't
That
no
shit
hold on
was.
right
debating,
quick.
nigga.
So hold on right quick. Hold on right quick. There's another question, right? And I think this is for Muduwa, right? How can an atheist speak in what a reliable religion source is?
Because either the source is verifiable or not. You know, it came from a religious source, that doesn't make it reliable. It can come from a religious source and at the same time be reliable. For example, if we're talking about whether Pontius Pilate was a real person, yes, we can use the Bible to confirm that because we also have extra biblical accounts that would say Pontius Pilate was a real person. Now, if we're talking about Moses or somebody like that, we don't have any extra biblical accounts to confirm those people. So, yeah, your religious text can be used for confirmation. In some cases, it can be used not in totality, but it can be used as additional evidence.
Question, Mudwa. What evidence are you speaking of? Like archaeological evidence? Is that
I
what
don't
you?
understand. I don't understand the context of the question.
Are you talking about what kind of evidence do you need? Archaeological evidence, scientific? I mean, do you
I'm talking
need?
about. I don't. When I'm saying I don't understand the question. I mean, like, what are we speaking about? Are we talking about to confirm what or to deny what?
I understand. Can I answer that?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I really just talked about this in my debate. The first thing we look for is primary sources. We're looking for eyewitness accounts. Okay.
Okay,
That's the very first
the
thing we're
Bible
looking
have
for.
eyewitness accounts, but I'm
Mhm.
saying, do you need
Hold on.
archaeological?
Because I'm about to get into why the witness accounts in the Bible are not reliable. Because that was the first
That's
thing.
why I said that we need to find out what
So
specifically they were talking about,
okay,
brother.
so if
Yeah,
the let's not get
because
too
like
deep
the
into
Bible
that
was
because
written
that's a
down
whole
200
spill.
years after Jesus existed and all of that. That's not reliable. It
What
wasn't written
makes
down
what
right
makes a
then.
witness account reliable?
When is it? The people can't be writing several lifetimes after a person existed, and that be the first person that the first thing that we have.
Right.
I'll give you an
What do you
example.
mean?
I'm
So
gonna give
if
you a
I
perfect
live
example.
and I wrote something and then
Do you want the
2,000
example?
years later they find it,
I
it
get what you're
wasn't
saying,
valid.
Queen.
What I
Here's
said.
why it
You're
would
not
be invalid.
understanding what
I'm
he's
gonna give
saying,
you the
Mika.
perfect example, Queen, and I have several examples. All of the extra biblical sources who people use as try to say is an eyewitness account, they're not. Okay, now we can bring up somebody like
Pontius
Tacitus.
Pilate.
We can bring up Tacitus. Tacitus is they try to use Tacitus writings to verify that Jesus existed, but he's not an eyewitness. He wasn't there. He wasn't even born when Jesus was alive. All he could be is repeating stories that he heard from someone else.
Okay, so
Okay,
can I
another
ask a
person.
question
What's the
about
number
that?
one person that they love to use? His name just slipped my brain right now. I just did a whole debate on it.
Can I ask a question on that? If Jesus never existed, then what type of dating system do y'all use? Y'all use a
Brother,
common era dating
That's
system
a
that is. Hold on,
that's
wait a minute, bro. Don't
a
interrupt me because I didn't interrupt you. Y'all use a common era dating system that's based off the existence of Christ. So when you say Christ don't
Queen,
exist, we know Christ don't exist. According to y'all, y'all say Christ don't exist because according to it was written on this date, 200 in the year 200 AD. 200 AD will be Anno Domini or after the death of Anno Domini, which is the year of our Lord. Who is this Lord that is talking about?
all right.
That dating system would be talking
Now,
about Jesus Christ.
some
can I
believers
answer
came up
your
with that, bro. That shit don't read.
But y'all use
That
that
ain't proof
still.
of nothing. We
But
using
you
it
use that
because
then. But you
Christianity
still
killed
use it.
everybody and dominated the whole fucking Western
But if it's not, if
half of
it
the
doesn't
fucking
exist, you
globe.
shouldn't use it then.
I don't, nigga.
Okay, so what dating system do you
Nigga,
use?
I'm not letting you
can I
get off
stop
the
y'all?
topic.
Can
You
I
asked the
stop
question,
y'all?
you lame.
Right.
You's a
What
fucking
dating
lame,
system do
nigga.
you
You's a
use?
real fucking lame. Queen, go ahead with
What
your
dating
question.
system do you
Queen,
use?
we not entertaining your silliness, man. I'm not.
I
I'm
know
here
you,
for the
man.
Queen.
What dating
Deal with
system
your
do you
dead
use, though?
dumbass, nigga. You can't stay on topic.
Even
You
as the
can't follow the
atheist.
What
flow of
dating system
conversation.
do you
Now,
use? You
Listen,
mad
nigga,
because
listen.
you can't
because
answer the
you said
Hold
question?
stop
on,
on, stick to the topic,
Corey.
nigga.
Corey, chill for a second, man. Chill for
He
a
the one.
second. That's it. That's an irrelevant. That's an irrelevant
Yeah,
conversation to what we're talking about, Corey.
he loves doing that shit.
That's a completely irrelevant. Even if Jesus was 100% fake or 100% real, if the Gregorian calendar says that it's starting at 1 CE, it's starting at 1 CE. That doesn't matter whether he was real or not. That's what we're using. So that's a mute conversation, good brother. So, but if y'all want to debate whether or not this was a historical person or not, that's a different conversation. You understand what I'm saying?
Man, you know Takara cannot debate if Jesus was a historical person or not.
They try to use Josephus. They say Josephus is
He
proof that
don't know
Jesus
shit
is
about no
real. That
damn
nigga was
Josephus.
born after Jesus died. How is he proof that that nigga really existed?
That nigga would have to
He can't
study.
be.
Takara
And
would
that's
have to
how you
study
know
for
whether
this
the
shit.
source is reliable or not. We
Flat.
need primary sources.
Well, mm,
Go ahead though. I'm
I,
done. I land my plane.
let me see if I can. I just want to throw in a little shit on the wall, right? Pontius Pilate. Now there's some information saying that he wrote about it. There's some information saying his wife wrote something about it, about Jesus's crucifixion. But then you have some scholars that are saying that these writings are
Hmm?
forgery.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's clear. If Jesus lived around the time Pontius Pilate lived, then we need to look in that era, 37 AD, 26
Oh, I
AD.
hope I didn't lose that thing.
I think that's what I think. If the
This part.
Christian, the believer in Jesus, wants to prove Jesus, look for things in that era of 27 AD or 37 AD when Pontius Pilate lived. That's all y'all got to do. Check all the sources in that era. Because we know Pontius Pilate lived around that time.
This is deep. So can astral projection. I got a question for you and Mudawa.
I'm ready
Because
for you, sis.
different atheists,
Oh shit.
they have, huh? Can you hear me?
Right.
Okay. Different atheists, they have different belief systems, right? Can you describe to me your particular definition of atheist, or how do you feel? Do you believe that
Yeah.
there's a higher power, or you just don't believe in God? You believe you're God? How does that go with you?
My big thing is sticking to what I know. What I can prove is what I can prove, and what I don't know, I have to leave in that category. Okay, I don't try to pick up, like, I believe in a higher power, but I can't prove that, so I don't talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? That's disrespectful to the human mind for me to go around talking about some belief systems when there are 20 of them in contradiction to what the fuck I'm saying that can't prove what they're saying either. We all just grasping for straws, trying to get somebody to follow us. This is literally the blind leading the blind, and we're not sticking to what is actually factually true. And I'm a preacher's son, and this is how I came out of Christianity. Somebody challenged me to prove Jesus was real.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while she's saying, and Kaima said some silly things. She said, "How do we have eyewitnesses from something that happened 2,000 years ago?" I just read that. I said, "Wow." We're talking about people who were writing during those times, and the people who scholars reference most as proof that this man existed. So if you're not up to date on these topics, then you really shouldn't be commenting. You should really be learning, maybe taking some notes and Googling some things. I'm not saying I have all the answers, but again, and atheism isn't a belief system. I don't even like the term atheism. You can want to stick a term on me because you failed to convince me that there's a whole nother realm somewhere and some sky god who's coming on a white alien horse one day. Not you specifically, because a person can't convince me of that.
But that's so disrespectful. Let's be respectful about it, right?
That's not fair to me. They just haven't done their homework.
What you just did, because you're trying to say that nobody believes nobody came on a yellow or whatever horse out the sky.
That's not disrespectful.
Coming back on 100 something on horses.
Because okay, you won't say that about a man being in a cave that can't read nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
Religions, you know what I'm saying? People
Why
that
not?
worship rocks, people that worship wood, people that worship. Let's not be disrespectful, right?
Nobody ever worshiped wood. Right?
Who don't worship wood? Christians worship wood.
Oh, I thought you were talking. Okay, the cross.
Yeah,
this shit
that's
crazy.
wood.
This shit crazy.
So
this shit crazy.
Worship it, but
okay.
Don't do that, Mika. Don't do that, Mika. Don't do that.
Don't do what?
What you're doing right now is like completely. It's like you're saying, telling him don't be disrespectful because
that's disrespectful to people that might subscribe to what Christianity or whatever. When you say little things like that, that's very condescending. Let's just keep it on the question.
So wait a minute.
Atheism.
Wait.
How do you feel about atheism?
And me, I believe we're all atheists to somebody else's religion. A Christian is an atheist to a Muslim. They don't believe in their God. So when I see Kaima in here talking about, like, no, don't do that. You don't need to throw these terms on people.
Actually, I would disagree with that. I would disagree with that statement, bro. An atheist, if I were a Muslim, I could not be an atheist to Christianity because I believe in a God. Atheism is the absence or lack of belief in anything,
And gods are
right?
God's plural.
Right.
God or
God's
God's plural.
period. Right.
Yeah.
So it would not matter, and that's why I disagree with that statement. A Muslim is not an atheist to a
Yeah,
Christian.
they infidels. They infidels.
Infidels is or a non-believer. They would
Okay. That's
a
an easy
Christian.
one. That's an easy one, bro.
Good point,
We don't
Paulo.
have to,
Yeah, but
we don't
but
have to
but
go over that.
but that's not saying that they just don't believe in that. That's human beings condemning other human beings for not having the same belief. Whereas, but they do believe in something. So I don't think that would be considered an
So, so,
atheist.
so, 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 so you battling over because your God is a false God, right?
Right, right.
If
One
a
is calling the
Christian,
other one
Allah is a false God, right?
having a right, calling one saying they have a false God, whereas in atheism you don't have anything.
Right. Every God is a
So
false God to somebody else.
right, so therefore it's not necessarily it's not atheism.
Yeah.
But
So
I mean I get it. I
is
just
it one
I
God
don't.
away from being an atheist? You think?
So
You heard
what?
me say it before. You one God away from being an atheist.
Pretty much.
No, that's the first time I heard that.
Pretty
Yeah, you
much.
one God away from being an atheist. Just get rid of
All
Okay.
you
your
gotta do
God.
is get rid
You're
of
an
that
atheist.
one. Once you get rid of that one,
For
that's
the
all you'll
record, I'm
be.
not an atheist though, guys. I believe in a higher power, but I don't believe it's in any of these books. I don't believe a higher power would come down and have men try to disseminate his message through a rumor, knowing that these earthly niggas can't be trusted. That is the most illogical way for a supreme all-knowing being to do this shit. So I don't rock with that shit like that. Like, and I also don't talk about my beliefs because we can't prove them. I'm sticking to the facts and what I know. Like what I believe is inconsequential.
Hey,
You don't need to talk. I don't talk about my beliefs because who gives a fuck? It's like an opinion. Everybody got one. What can we prove? What can we show? And what do we know?
How about this? I got a question for you, atheists. Right? I think Mugabe knows what I'm gonna ask if he's still here.
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Okay.
So you
What
believe